SXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL postseason, it's Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals, with the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Puck drop at 8 p.m. with the Vegas feed on Sirius 209, XM220, and Internet 949. Hurricanes on Sirius 208, XM219, and Internet 924. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Sunday, June the 14th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL postseason, it's Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals, with the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Puck drop at 8 p.m. with the Vegas feed on Sirius 209, XM220, and Internet 949. Hurricanes on Sirius 208, XM219, and Internet 924. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Sunday, June the 14th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL postseason, it's Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals, with the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Puck drop at 8 p.m. with the Vegas feed on Sirius 209, XM220, and Internet 949. Hurricanes on Sirius 208, XM219, and Internet 924. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 91. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, channel 91. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM NHL schedule for Sunday, June the 14th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
New York Rangers legend and Hockey Hall of Famer Mark Messier joined Scott Laughlin on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91, to share what it was like to play in the 1994 finals with the New York Rangers, as well as ending the 54-year drought for the franchise and how that team represented what a hockey team is all about.
Well, look, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about 1994 as well. You mentioned Mike Keenan. We spoke with him in studio a couple of weeks ago. He still speaks so highly of you and of that run. So take us back to ending the 54-year drought. In Game 7, you get a power play goal. You shovel a puck underneath of Kirk McLean. Stands up as the game winner, as it turns out. So take us back to that hot, steamy night. What was it, June 14th of 1994 at the Garden in New York?
Just, I guess just starting, going to the rink, trying to keep your same routine. Brian Leach and I would always drive together down through Times Square, down Broadway 7th Avenue to take a right-hand turn on 33rd Street. And you could feel things were different, even from the Upper West Side. Just the vibe and the energy of the whole city was just electrified. Getting down towards Madison Square Garden, seeing the crowd already starting to build, the police officers surrounding the Garden. It was a carnival-like atmosphere. Obviously, we knew we were something on the cusp of doing something that hadn't been done in 54 years. The magnitude of it was palpable. I mean, the energy, just everything just seemed to be so electrified. You try to keep yourself in the moment. You try to stay with your routine. Obviously, there's a much more at stake. And then, we found ourselves, much like we did in 87, up 3-1 in the series, losing to the 5th game, where it was pretty much a foregone conclusion that New York Rangers were finally going to win a Stanley Cup after 54 years. Only to find ourselves the party atmosphere got a little bit delayed and then had to go back to Vancouver, which again, we got trounced in Vancouver, just like we did in 87. And now we're coming home for Game 7. And the same thing happened. It just, we felt good about our chances. We felt we were a better team than Vancouver. We felt that we should have wrapped up the series earlier against Vancouver, but that's the greatest thing about sports. You can think all you want, but the reality is they got a heartbeat over there too. They got pride over there too. They're there for a reason because they're a great team. And here we are in Game 7 and happen to go out and execute a great game plan to beat a very hungry, very young, very physical, hard team to play against in Vancouver. And luckily for us, we had a lot of experience. We had a dynamic, incredible amount of talent with Brian Leach and Sergei Zubov, Alex Kovalev, Adam Graves, and Mike Richter and net, and then sprinkled in with some veterans, some hardened veterans with McTavish and Tikkanen and Steve Larmer and Noonan and Mateau and Jeff Bukaboom and Jay Wells and all the amazing players that banded together that year to create maybe not the most skilled team that's ever won a Stanley Cup, but if you look up the word team, they could put the 1994 Ranger team right there, and that year, that team epitomizes what a team is all about.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
I'm Frank Track.
Carolina Hurricanes hockey is presented by Lenovo and is brought to you by Pepsi, Spectrum, UNC Health, Vector Security, North Carolina Education Lottery, Harris Teeter, Kia, and Cardinal Apparel. You're listening to the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
20 years ago, the Carolina Hurricanes stood atop the hockey world, and tonight, at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, they have a chance to do it again. Hi, everyone. I am Adam Gold, and tonight, Game 6 of this all-over-the-place Stanley Cup final between the Canes and Golden Knights. This is the first time since the opening game ceremony the Cup has been, quote, in the building. For a series that was thought to be tight, maybe even a little bit boring by some before it started, it became the chaos series. Teams trading, blowing multi-goal leads through the first 4 games. Game 1, Nikolai Ehlers scores 25 seconds in, adds a second in the middle of the first. Vegas would come back and win a seesaw game 5-4. Game 2, Brett Howden, who has done nothing but score goals in the playoffs, added 2 to the total. Golden Knights led 2-0 middle of the third before the Hurricanes came back. And thanks to a Seth Jarvis power play goal, even the series in overtime, 4-3. Game 3 featured the turning point if the Hurricanes do go on to win it. Yeah, Mitch Marner made history with the fastest hat trick ever in the Stanley Cup final. But Carolina sent Brandon Bussey out in relief of Frederik Andersen, and the Canes scored 4 times in the third to force overtime. And even though Vegas won the game, Bussey got his feet in the fire, and Rod Brindamore turned the series over to a guy who won 31 regular season games. Game 4, another blown lead. Canes led 3-1 after 1, but they needed an incredible falling down Jordan Staal goal in the third to even the series. Interestingly enough, in each of the first 4 games, one team had a 2-0 lead. Only twice did that team win. Bananas. And that brings us to Game 5, maybe the most normal one of the series.
Eichel on a give and go. Eichel back with it, sends it across. Good, went in the net. I thought Bussey pulled the Tage Thompson, but Vegas buries it. A beautiful setup, and Pavel Dorofeev has finally been heard from in this postseason series as he nets his first 1-0 Vegas.
After 4 games in which the Hurricanes dominated the first period, Carolina found themselves not only chasing Vegas all around the ice, but trailing on the scoreboard. Something had to change. Carolina had to mitigate the damage done, and there was nobody better to do that than the guy who wears the C.
Theodore helps move it up the boards, but not out. Carolina can keep it in. Ehlers with a shot directed in front. He scores! The captain! It's 5 games! It's 6 goals in the Stanley Cup final! Oh, Captain Jordan Staal has tied it, and this place has gone bananas! What a series!
That play begins with Stahl's physicality on Braden McNabb. His turnover was kept in by Jalen Chatfield. Seth Jarvis got the puck, sent it to Nikolai Ehlers, who found the captain right there on the doorstep. The redirect goes past Carter Hart. We were even, but more importantly, everybody started to just relax. The period changed from that point. Carolina was better. Vegas was no longer dominating. They were still the better team, but it didn't look quite as bad. And then, right at the end of the period, Keandre Miller threw the puck away. Second delay of game puck over glass of the period, and that penalty would really be carried over into the second period, where Carolina started a minute 55 on fresh ice, and Vegas's power play, who came into the series doing well, had already scored once, and it was up to Brandon Bussey to make sure that was it.
Puck still in the Kane zone. Marner, he'll hang on. He'll thread a pass now, Eichel's side of the net. Bussey makes the save, hugging the post.
Good committed save to the shooter. Bussey on Eichel.
Carolina got momentum out of that and eventually got their own power play, and Andrei Svechnikov a second chance here, really.
Now side of the net, Svechnikov. Bouncing pass, Ehlers settles it down. Ehlers takes a look. Svechnikov back up top. Chance for Gostisbehere. Svechnikov snaps, shoots, scores! There are the hands, and that's the magic of number 37, Andrei Svechnikov. And it's 2-1, Carolina, a power play goal.
The truth is that goal was actually the second best chance that Svechnikov had on that power play. But what a great shot. Finds the seam through Carter Hart. Carolina had their nose in front of the game. And remember this, as good as Carolina was in first periods, they were that bad in all 4 second periods of this series. But this was a different Hurricanes team. Once Carolina got even in the first, they took over. Although there was a moment where Brandon Bussey had to save it.
Ehlers overskates the puck. And Vegas has got a breakaway. Coming in, it's Howden. Drags, shoots, Bussey gets a piece. And Slavin got a piece of Howden on the way by.
Oh, that is a huge save. Nikolai Ehlers did not get it deep at the Vegas blue line, and the bailiff in all caps was the bus, and they're chanting his name. Great save on Howden on the attempted deke.
A tremendous save on a guy who had 14 goals in the playoffs after scoring just 12 all year long. And then, late in the period, Carolina keeps the puck in thanks to Jordan Martinook, and the guy who had been maligned for not scoring finally does.
Now fighting for it behind the net is Martinook. Back across, they score! Oh, here comes the Hurricanes. It's 3-1. I'm trying to call a goal right now, and the Canes have a 3-1 lead. Sebastian Aho, how do you do?
5 games in a row without a goal for Sebastian Aho. I think he's played well, but you know people, they only judge by how many goals you scored, and that was a big one. It made the score 3-1 and gave Carolina breathing room for the third period. And this, on the power play again, after Mark Stone clipped Jalen Chatfield and drew a double minor for high sticking, the second part of that penalty, Andre does it again.
Here comes Gostisbehere into the Vegas zone. Drops here for Aho. Back to Gostisbehere. He's going to set it up. Side of the net. They score! Tick, tack, toe! Andrei Svechnikov's second power play goal. And it puts Carolina up 4-1 in Game 5.
A 3-goal lead. That's great. Except Pavel Dorofeev actually pulled another goal back with 6:11. So it's 4-2. Carolina throws the puck over the glass again. Nick Ehlers for the second time. And now at 6-on-4, Carolina was going to nurse a 2-goal lead.
Theodore for Eichel. Eichel at the left wing boards. Theodore's one-timer. Gets through. Knocked down. Bussey gets the piece and takes it away from Hurdle. A minute 20 left in the third. A minute 7 left in the penalty kill. And Brandon Bussey. Oh, what a timely save.
Yeah, it will be Brandon Bussey again tonight, and I asked the head coach, first time in a minute, no one's really asking about who your goaltender is going to be tonight.
We're not changing much in the lineups. Yeah. I don't anticipate that.
All right. What has Brandon given this team?
That he's done all year. He's just making, timely saves, and I think he's been real calming back there, and, he hasn't played lights out. It's not like he's stealing us games, but he's been playing, like we said, as good, if not better, than the other guy, and that's what we need.
But that's really the way the team is built, right? It's built not to need a goaltender to do that.
100%. If he has to steal one, I'd be happy to. It does if it comes that way. But we don't want to be relying on that.
The truth is Freddie probably stole you games in the early part of the playoffs. Right?
Yeah, I don't know about stealing. I think he played because the goaltenders that we were facing were playing lights out, and so he had to play the same.
big-time opportunity. How do you keep it normal?
Yeah, we just try to go about our daily stuff, everything the same. Same meaning, same tone, same, adjustments, things we do. We don't want to overemphasize too much of anything. They know. Right. Listen, everybody understands what's at stake here, and it's tough mentally, but we don't need to double down on that. We just got to go out and perform.
What is it about the team that you think they'll come out and do that and treat it just like
we
that?
got guys that have been around for a long time, and I think they're going to will us into playing the right way.
So I've seen Sebastian at the end of all these playoff runs, and it burns it. He hates losing.
Yeah.
What do you think maybe Game 5 was, and him contributing? Did that matter, or is he just going to be the same?
Well, I hope we need him. We need everyone in a game like this. Like, there's not going to be, can't have a passenger. So if he's one of our better guys. So if he can be impactful in the game, we're in good shape.
And Andre coming through, or Andy. Apparently he's Andy now.
Whatever they want to call him. If he can. It'd be nice if we could get a 5-on-5 goal out of those guys,
right?
Because that would really up the ante. So, but anyway, they can get on the score sheet.
Well, Sebastian's was
a
5-on-5. That's a pretty elite play, by the way.
Yeah, that was nice.
All right, I spoke to Brett. I know some of your guys are here. What does it mean to you to have that kind of personal support?
Well, these guys I said it the other day. They're all part of it. And because they started this thing, right? Like, to where we can win here and we can do something special. So those guys will forever be part of that, and they kick-started this whole thing.
Well, Brett Hedican will join us when we come back, plus the lineups. Game 6, Stanley Cup Final on the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
Waking up, getting ready, sitting in traffic. Let's face it, getting to work in the morning is a lot of work. But when you get a great deal on your favorite McDonald's coffee, becoming a morning person is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Now get any size refreshingly cold iced coffee for $1, a delicious mocha for $2, and a frappe for $3. Available only during breakfast hours. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Patrick Day from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. I tell people all the time, every single company that I endorse, it's about customer service. You guys are amazing. What is the philosophy of Aluminum Company?
So for us, it's all about helping customers out, right? If you want us to look around and see what windows are the worst, or if you need some doors and windows, we put together a package that works for the customer. There's no pressure. We absolutely try to help with financing options.
800-672-4348 or aluminumcompany.com.
Father's Day Summer Grill Sale is here at Atlantic Spas and Billiards on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Save up to $700 on a Kamado Joe kettle grill, or pick up a Green Mountain pellet grill at the lowest price of the year. This highly rated pellet grill comes with Wi-Fi, 2 meat probes, and all the grill accessories are 50% off. Atlantic Spas and Billiards is the billiard, dart, and game headquarters of the Triangle. Something is here for the whole family. Pool tables, shuffleboard, foosball, outdoor ping pong, and more. Atlantic Spas and Billiards in Raleigh and Wilmington.
Adam Gold inside T-Mobile Arena as we get you ready for Game 6. Brett Hedican has his name on the Stanley Cup and is very close to head coach Rod Brindamore. He was acquired in the middle of the 2002 season, ended up with a cup run, and then, of course, 4 years later, won it. And I asked him why it was important for him to be here to support his guy.
I think looking at Roddy and what he's done with the organization and the team and this group of men, and when you hear the comments after games and so forth, and you hear what he has instilled in these players of believing in one another, and seeing Bussy get called in from the backup position in goaltending and comes in there and has put up two great performances, and getting started I believe tonight, and that says a lot about the culture, right? I think when you see players that are out of the lineup, or young players that get an opportunity to play with a bunch of veterans that know how to win, or at least have been to the finals before and been knocking on the door, and you see this environment where people just are able to step in and play great, that tells you a lot about the health of the environment. And I take a lot of pride in that as well with the guys that we had back in the 06 and 02 runs. And, the culture I think that we laid the foundation for, and Roddy's been able to pick it up and just instill it in these players. So I'm real proud to be a Carolina Hurricane and a champion with the Hurricane organization, and then also seeing the opportunity for this next generation of players potentially win it tonight.
Brett Hedican is joining us here, and I know that what happened 20 years ago sometimes doesn't have a lot to do with what is happening today, but there are some similarities when Peter Laviolette goes to Cam Ward for the third game of the series in Montreal, when he flipped back and went to Martin Gerber in Game 4 in Buffalo in the conference finals. And then, Rod, that's a gutsy move to go to Brandon Bussey, a guy who was undrafted and was a minor leaguer his entire career until this year.
You call it gutsy from the outside, but from the inside, probably doesn't feel gutsy at all. It just feels like we've got another guy and another man that can step into a situation and pressure and know that he's ready for the challenge. I think, you don't do those things. I guess it looks like a gutsy move, but again, from the outside, but you're not able to do those as a head coach without the environment that's been created around you and what he's created. Like, I know Peter created a really good environment. I know Roddy has now created an incredible environment within that room. And so there's a lot of trust in one another. And I'm sure, when Bussey got the call 2 games ago in that locker room, there was a quiet confidence knowing that the next man up was going to do the job. And I think when you get guys to step into that environment, next man up mentality, it just feeds off everybody else, and everybody else feeds into it. And it just proves what has been created. This doesn't happen overnight. I'm going to tell you, it takes time, it takes care. And I think the one word that comes out of a championship team is, and I believe this, it's a 4-letter word, and it's love. It's love for one another. It's love for your teammates, love for the organization, particularly love for the fans that, support, when the team doesn't do so well, and the love is still there. And, that 4-letter word gets you through those tough moments when, next man up is called upon.
And you are connected forever. Injuries and scratches brought to you by UNC Health, healthcare provider of the Carolina Hurricanes. Goaltender Frederik Andersen stays upstairs. Third straight game. That means Pyotr Kochetkov will back up. Forwards Jesperi Kotkaniemi and Nick Delorier. Defenseman Mike Riley, healthy extras. Sebastian Aho, Andrei Svechnikov, Jordan Martinook. Ask and ye shall receive, apparently, after 5 games without a goal. Sebastian Aho's late second period dazzler on Thursday might be the definitive marker of the series. Svechnikov, of course, scored twice on the power play. Logan Stankoven between Taylor Hall and Jackson Blake, the captain. Jordan Stahl centering Seth Jarvis and Nikolai Ehlers coming off consecutive 3-point games, and actually 17 points in 17 games heading to tonight. Stahl, of course, speaks for itself. A goal in every game of this series so far. Eric Robinson, Will Carrier surrounding Mark Jankowski. On defense, Jacob Slavin and Jalen Chatfield, Keandre Miller and Sean Walker, Shane Gostisbehere and Alexander Nikishin. Brandon Bussey making his 3rd ever Stanley Cup start. 2-1, 2.18 goals against, .908 save percentage. Mike Maniscalco and Trip Tracy will take it from here. Game 6, Stanley Cup final. A chance to lift the most coveted trophy in team sports. Game 6 straight ahead on the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
Dauntless Transmissions has been the trusted transmission shop in Raleigh for more than 27 years. But why do they call it Dauntless Transmissions? Well, dauntless means showing fearlessness and determination. Now, the experts at Dauntless Transmission are dauntless when it comes to caring for your vehicle. Whether that means a total transmission rebuild, complex engine or brake service, or just a routine tune-up, your vehicle will be dauntless when they're done with it. Visit DauntlessTransmissions.com. Dauntless Transmissions, your local source for exceptional service.
Progressive Plumbing, your plumbing hero. Call 919-325-0180.
Broken AC? Don't lose your cool. Choose same-day service from Progressive Plumbing, Heating, and Air at callprogressive.com.
Progressive Plumbing, your plumbing hero. Call 919-325-0180.
Need reliable emergency pool phones? Score big with Southeast Telephone Service, your triangle leader in code-compliant pool phones. Don't risk getting shut down this season. Right now, grab our Playoffs promo. Wireless 4G LTE emergency pool phones. Just $250 for equipment, plus $19.99 per month. Code compliant, dependable, easy self-install. Visit southeasttelephone.net/hockey and lock in this limited time deal. Stay compliant, stay connected, and stay open with Southeast Telephone Service.
It's time to get your truck during the Make This the Summer event going on now at John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington. Be ready for summer adventures when you drive home a brand new 2026 Ram 1500 for 20% off. Plus, get 2.9% financing for 72 months. America's best-selling truck comes with the industry's best warranty. 10 years or 100,000 miles. Excludes RHO and tungsten. See dealer for details. So get off your keister and get to John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington today.
At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Join our team in the fight against cancer at V.org.
Broadcasting live from the Eagle Leasing Storage Studio. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Canes light the lamp here.
8 years ago, Rod Brindamore took over the head coaching job of the Carolina Hurricanes. 8 years ago, he stated the mission for the Hurricanes is to become the best. Carolina is 60 minutes away from becoming the best team in the NHL for this season. 60 minutes away from the second Stanley Cup in the history of the organization. And we bring you Game 6 from T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada. The Hurricanes against the Golden Knights. And alongside Trip Tracy, I'm Mike Maniscalco. And Trip, you wait for these moments, and now Carolina is 60 minutes away from doing what they set out to do 8 years ago and every season since, and that's bring Lord Stanley back to North Carolina.
It's cliche. You know, I might as well be quoting the movie Bull Durham, but it starts with a good start. You know, the game isn't any different. All the metrics are the same on the ice. You've earned this opportunity, and it starts with being total in every shift. Right from the opening face-off that Jordan Stahl hopefully will win.
As the Canes captain digs in against Nick Dowd. And here we go, Vegas will get to the draw. They'll play it to the Canes blue line, and they'll be offside just 7 seconds in. Brandon Bussey making his third straight start. He is the first goaltender in NHL history to make his first 2 career playoff starts in the Stanley Cup final and win both of those games. Going up against Carter Hart, who's gone the full freight for Vegas, Trip.
Yeah, and 3 new pieces to John Tortorella's lineup. 2 new forwards, and you know, Kolasar coming in on defense. That can usually go one of 2 ways. So the first significant lineup adjustments for the Vegas Golden Knights.
As Braden Bowman, Riley Smith come in up front. That's with William Karlsson out on the injury. And it'll be Caden Korzak in for the former Carolina Hurricane, Dylan Coghlan. As this puck moves its way back into the Hurricane zone, Carolina looks to clear. It'll take a bounce. Svechnikov gets physical on Dorofeev. He'll spin this one off of the end boards. Carolina can get to it, and it deflects off of Martinook, not out. Kept in by Vegas. Long shot wide of Brandon Bussey's net. Second chance kept in. Mark Stone strong on the puck, and Carolina will kick this one along the boards for Martinook. And Stone will chase it. This is capped in, and a long shot by Hanifin goes just wide. McNabb to it. Vegas with good puck possession, but Carolina finally can settle it down, and they'll bat this one back into the Golden Knight end, and it won't make it for icing, and that forces Shea Theodore, who's had a magnificent playoff and final for Vegas, to clear the zone. Loose puck, center ice, chipped in by Brett Howden. Still the leading goal scorer in this postseason tournament with 14. Carolina chips it up to Jarvis. He sidesteps McNabb right at the Canes blue line, but gets it in deep and no further. Vegas stretches it back to the Canes blue line. Good to see Jalen Chatfield in the lineup after that scary incident, taking the high stick from Mark Stone in game number 5. As Carolina, no changes to their lineup here in game number 6, and a minute 40 has gone by here in the first period.
And now Jackson Blake will come up with the puck in the Vegas zone, spinning the net, throws it through the blue paint. And Vegas will get to it as that had nobody in a white jersey waiting for it. As the Canes move left to right on your radio dial.
Jackson Blake has been particularly good in closeout games, including that series overtime winner against Philadelphia.
Logan Stankoven thought he won the race for icing, but you're going to get the call for Vegas, so bring the puck all the way back into the Hurricane zone.
You know, there were some boos from the crowd when they called icing, which tells you how many huge Caniacs are in the building. You know, it's still obviously primarily Vegas Golden Knight fans, but Logan Stankoven, who did everything he could to nullify that icing, and you could hear the huge Caniacs.
In the pregame, you could hear, as they were taking the warm-ups, the Canes fans here cheering on this Hurricanes club. The Go Canes Go chants going on, and we're as loud, if not louder, than some for the hometown team. But here's a face-off to the left of Bussey. Vegas wins its entering attempt. Was put out there by Anderson. Nobody there for Vegas, but the Canes will just fling this the length of the ice. Another draw coming back in the Hurricane zone.
You know, Mike, over the scope of the entirety of the playoffs against three elite face-off teams, you know, in really Ottawa, Montreal, and now Vegas, you know, I would have said that icing the puck was a real problem, but not the way the Hurricanes as a group have dealt with face-offs in this postseason.
It'll be Stankoven against Eichel. Eichel wins this one back cleanly, though. Anderson to Hanifin. Hanifin shot blocked up top by Blake. He'll hand this one off for Carrier. And Will Carrier will flip this one into the Vegas zone. He goes hunting for Hanifin. He'll create a turnover with that, and his shot was placed right on. Good job there as Carolina's Jordan Martinook took aim. No chance here for Aho, but can't get it in deep. That'll be batted out by Stone back into the Canes end. And back to get it is Sean Walker. And even though Sean Walker in this postseason only has 3 assists, Trip, what a difference has he made for Carolina being healthy to get to this point.
The most important physical player. They've been physical, Carolina, across the board, but the most important physical player for the Hurricanes, Carrier would be there too, but Sean Walker.
Now Vegas trying to flip the puck out of the zone, but the long reach of Keandre Miller kept it in just for a moment. And as Vegas can settle it down, they'll break it out to center ice. Long shot will be directed by Brandon Bussey with his stick to the end boards, but Vegas will get to it first. Golden Knights, Dowd spins and turns. That'll be blocked. Good stick by Mark Jankowski over the tall glass. Into the netting. 16:43 left in the first. Still looking for a goal.
You know, I say that about Walker and mention Carrier, but how am I not mentioning the jack of all trades, including physicality, that being your captain? You know, he has been, you know, the very definition. Major League Baseball's coming to Vegas, right?
Yep.
Well, Jordan Staal has been a 5-tool hitter.
Literally. Goals, special teams, face-offs, physical play. And the captain will take the draw now against Jack Eichel, as John Tortorella has chosen to load up now at times with Marner, Eichel, and Stone, but this will be a face-off win for Carolina as they'll tie it up in the circle, and Seth Jarvis over the center ice line. He'll slide this in to the left of Hart. And right on cue is Staal with a big hit along the boards. Vegas will flip this one out. It'll be in the benches. So the draw will come back in the Golden Knight zone. 16:25 left here in the first.
Yeah, I did think Vegas played, no doubt about it, their best first period of the series Thursday in Raleigh, and then Carolina played their best second period of this series. In a lot of ways, that's how the Hurricanes gained this 3-2 series lead. A little bit cautious here in the first 3.5 minutes from both teams, but on the road, you'll take cautious all day long.
Carolina on the road this postseason, 7-1. Vegas at home, 7-3. Draw was pushed back, but good work by Barbashev to get to it. Barbashev has 107 hits in this postseason. That leads everyone. And now here's a chance for Hall. Breaks in, gets a shot, he scores! Taylor Hall gets Carolina on the board. He got loose, and the man leads the Canes in points, puts Carolina in the lead. It's 1-0.
Jacob Slavin, on what would have been a delayed offside, held the puck for an extra split second. And in that process, he knew that Taylor Hall was behind the Vegas defense. Hall was posted up at the far blue line along the Vegas bench, and then Hall wires it by. Carter Hart below the glove. Great shot location. Slavin with his hockey IQ held that puck just long enough for Hall getting behind the Vegas defense to materialize and maximize.
Well, for Taylor Hall, it'll be his 7th goal of this postseason, his 2nd of this Stanley Cup final. He's one of these players who's gone so long without getting an opportunity to play for the Cup. Now he's making the most of it. It's his 19th point. Now another shot, this time Miller from distance, and that will be hung on to by Carter Hart.
Well, such a smart play by Slavin. You know, so guys can take a breath when there's a potential offside coming, and Taylor Hall is moving across the Vegas blue line towards the Vegas bench. And so holding onto the puck was everything that Jacob Slavin needed to do. And Carter Hart, he didn't practice yesterday. Just went on the ice with goaltending coach Sean Burke for a bit on his own. If you can get to him early based on the way the series has gone.
Canes with the offensive zone win here. Walker tries to send it in deep. And Carolina will have a chance to keep it knocked away, though, from Andrei Svechnikov. Up the boards it goes Martinook with a good play to send it right back into the Vegas zone, but not deep. The Golden Knights can slap this one back into the Hurricane zone. Miller will play it around the boards. That'll be fenced out. Good chip there by Martinook up for Aho. Now Svechnikov wanted to feed Martinook, but that pass intercepted. And Vegas will work this one back into the Cane zone as McNabb gains center ice. Bussy, a decisive play around the boards, but able to step in front of it was Nick Dowd, forcing the exit for Carolina to be delayed. Now this puck slapped through the neutral zone, back into the Vegas end. Great turnover here created by Jarvis. Stahl with it, centering attempt out in front. That'll be knocked away by Lausanne. Played out by Dorofeev, up the boards and over the blue line. Slavin with it. We'll wind this one back in with a slapper, and that goes all the way back into the Hurricane zone as Vegas gave it a little push, touched by Carolina. Now Chatfield will bounce this one over the blue line.
Jarvis looks good in the early going.
14:30 left here in the first period. And Taylor Hall has Carolina to the lead. 3 minutes and 47 seconds here in what could be a closeout game 6 for the Hurricanes. But Carolina with an icing here, so we'll bring the draw back in front of Brandon Bussy.
Jacob Slavin, who sets up Paul's goal. You know, I saw him at the hotel pool, his wife Kylie, their kids, his parents, Robert and Wendy. It's 11:30. You know, he's playing game 6, 5 o'clock here, Vegas time. Totally relaxed. That's typical Jacob Slavin.
He's out that calm, cool demeanor. That sets up the goal. Now a face-off win for Vegas. Shot gets through. Second opportunity. Bussy makes the save, and then good sticks out in front.
It was Slavin.
Now Dorofeev with it. He came alive in game 5. His first 2 goals of the postseason. Now another chance for Hall. Carolina sets up Taylor Hall. He'll charge and pull up in the Vegas zone. He'll just get it in deep. That allows Stankoven to finish his check there on Hanifin. He'll get a second chance to do that. Puck will be moved around the boards. Miller up from his defensive spot. Sharp angle shot. Save made by Carter Hart. Rebound to Carolina. Sent across Walker. He'll feed it for Hall. He'll fumble it, but he'll pick it up in the corner. Back up top. Walker. Miller. Back across. One-timer misfired by Hall. He'll backhand one around the inboards where Stankoven will get to it. Bouncing puck. Vegas just trying to clear, and Stone tips it out over the blue line, and Vegas makes a fire drill change. Blake with it now. And Jackson Blake will be tripped up legally by Braden McNabb, and that allows Vegas to get to a loose puck. Picked up in the Cane zone. Now a chance to turn with it. Hurdle. His pass intercepted out in front. Great defensive play by Shane Gostisbehere.
Yeah, he just did not leave the middle of the ice after a turnover defensively. Gostisbehere has made a bunch of key defensive plays.
Good stick here by Aho. He'll keep the puck into the Vegas zone. Svechnikov with it. Sharp angle out in front. Pitch to the side of the net. Opportunity now scurrying with it's Aho. Aho. Svechnikov behind the net. You can hear Jordan Martinook telling him to come with the puck. Now slapped across. Gostisbehere. Aho trying to center it. Svechnikov was tied up, and Vegas to the loose puck. And they'll finally find a way to clear only on the other side of center ice. Nikishin gets a quick up, right for Sebastian Aho. Aho throws one behind the net. He's going to get it himself after Theodore couldn't handle it. Played back to the point. Chatfield gets it to Gostisbehere. He'll put this deep in the corner. Smart plays. Carolina needs to make a change, and they will.
You love to see the Aho, Svechnikov, Martin line value attacking zone time like they just did. That's winning hockey.
Well, Slavin behind his net. 8 minutes gone by here in the first period. Carolina leads Vegas 1-0 here in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. Carolina leads the series 3-2. And a chance to close this one out. Is this puck in the Vegas zone. Carolina fights for it just inside the blue line. And good work, though, done by Tomas Hertl. And Vegas works this forward. Barbashev going after it. Knocked in the corner. Correction, that'll be Braden Bowman making his playoff debut here in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. Reach for it by Carrier. Carrier's going to tie up a couple of Golden Knight defenders. And working with it down the right wing boards is Stahl, the Canes captain. Just the fourth man in NHL history to score in the first 5 games of a Stanley Cup Final. And what a final has he had. And the Canes can bat it up, looking for Stahl, but off the boards a little too far. Chance to keep in, but Eichel moves this out. Dorofeev goes rink wide with it. Loose puck will find Eichel. Eichel turns in the Cane zone along the right wing boards. Now Eichel hanging out, makes a move out in front. Bussy makes the pad save out in front on Dorofeev.
Good low save. Vegas got away with a pick.
Now another chance. Bussy takes it away from Dorofeev. Bats one up high. This one goes off the top of the net, and Bussy catches it with the glove hand. Oh, what a sequence from Brandon Bussy.
It all started, the Canes bench was up in arms because Vegas got away with a pick just inside the Carolina blue line. One good low save from Bussy, then a second better low save on Marner. Then that puck goes up into the netting, and so calmly, Bussy catches the puck, hovering around the goal line to get the whistle.
Well, with that whistle, we send it to a break almost halfway through the first period. Carolina leads Vegas 1-0 here in game number 6 with 10:38 left here in the first period. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Final on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Mike Maniscalco here, and I'm hanging out with my good friend Paul Auclair, the owner of Deep River Brewing Company and proud sponsor of your Carolina Hurricanes. Paul, tell us a little bit about Deep River Brewing Company.
Deep River Brewing Company is located at 700 West Main Street in historic downtown Clayton, North Carolina. Our brewery and tap room are open Wednesday through Sunday. We have 12 beers on tap and food trucks on site daily.
And you can find Deep River beer at local bottle shops, restaurants, and grocery stores. If you don't find Deep River at your local watering hole, make sure to ask for it by name. And remember, drink local.
For almost a decade, the Hurricanes have trusted their t-shirt needs with Cardinal Apparel. Carolina Hurricanes alumni Shane Willis here to tell you Cardinal Apparel has expanded and relocated to better serve their clients across the state. Formerly known as Raleigh Screen Print, Cardinal Apparel will produce high-quality screen printing while working directly with customers. Don't waste your time online trying to order through third-party vendors. Save money and time working with Cardinal Apparel. Visit cardinalapparel.com to start your order today.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that honey pepper pimento sandwich.
And that pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle-dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. High five, girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Welcome back inside T-Mobile Arena. Thanks to our engineers who allow us to get on the air here on the Hurricanes Radio Network. In the booth with us, Ray Regal, and back at Master Control in Raleigh, Rusty Helzer. Always Trip Tracy with me here on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
That was incredible what Bussy did, because Mark Stone, stationed behind the net, got it to Dorofeev, who had 2 goals in Game 5. And great low save, but then it goes airborne, and the puck hit the netting above the crossbar. But then somehow, as soon as it hit the netting, bounced back towards the Carolina slot. And that's where Bussy calmly caught it. You're very rarely going to see a bounce off the netting back towards the slot. And he was ready for it.
Well, he has been ready. Hadn't played a game in 54 days. Got pressed into duty in this building in the third period in game number 3 and hasn't looked back. In game 3 where Carolina had that 4-goal comeback in the third period, the 3 goals in 39 seconds. And Bussey has won his first 2 starts in the Stanley Cup final, and now Carolina would love to make it 3 in a row, but Mitch Marner to a loose puck. He'll flip this in deep in the Hurricane zone. Bussey thought about coming out to play it, stays put, and allows Stahl to fire this one up the boards, and out it comes. Walker through center ice. Leaves it there for Jarvis a little too far. McNabb has a tough handle on it, but a loose puck will be settled down by the Golden Knight defenseman. Then he almost gives it away to Taylor Hall. A good play by Dowd to just get enough of Hall on the way by. Carolina will work this one up the boards in their own zone. Blake overskates it, kept in. Long shot blocked, doesn't find its way to the target. Into the corner boards it goes. Chatfield up for Jackson Blake. Blake, rink wide. Hall, he'll dart in. Hall, he'll turn with it now. Top of the right circle. That shot just wide of Hart's net. And now we'll get a call behind the play. A tripping penalty coming up to Carolina.
Is this going to be Jackson Blake? He collided with Carter Hart, but I thought it was outside of the crease.
Carolina penalty number 53, 2 minutes, tripping.
The key piece of this is going to be, was it in the crease or outside of the crease? That's outside the crease. Jackson Blake is just trying to get to the front of the net, and he collides with the left leg of Carter Hart that is outside of the Vegas crease. That's not a penalty. If it's in the paint, it's a penalty all day long. Not there.
Well, the Canes will have the first penalty kill of the game coming up as they have a 1-0 lead. 9:34 left in the first period. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Final, game number 6, here on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
To us, every moment matters. Moments of quiet perseverance and loud celebrations. Starting moments and the moments that make us feel unstoppable. We're here to help you be present for them all. UNC Health is dedicated to getting you back to what you love. Faster, stronger, and healthier. Official healthcare provider of the Carolina Hurricanes.
Ambition comes in all shapes and sizes. At First Citizens Bank, we're fit for your ambitions, whatever shape they may take. Whether you're planning for today or tomorrow, we've got the flexibility and know-how to help you reach your goals. Because we're built for what you're building. First Citizens Bank, fit for your ambition. Learn more at firstcitizens.com/ambition.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available. Warranties include 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain and 5-year 60,000-mile basic. Warranties are limited. See retailer for details.
The first special teams moment of game number 6 about to happen. Carolina on the penalty kill. Jackson Blake in the box for tripping. Canes penalty killers this series, 13 of 15. Vegas overall in the postseason, 21%, and they'll win the draw. Stahl wins it, and they'll hammer it all the way down the boards, and Hart has to play it as he's going to be harassed there by Martinook.
How many penalty-killing faceoffs has Jordan Stahl won in these playoffs? Now, be aware of the Vegas power play entry. We know how this is how they scored on the power play back in Game 5.
Now Vegas will put themselves offside here as a minute 37 left on this penalty kill for Carolina.
You know, Mike, you got to go about killing it off. In no definition was that a tripping penalty to Jackson Blake. You know, because Carter Hart's left skate came outside of the crease at the last second. You know, it's so hard to get to the front of the net, but it is what it is. You got to kill it off. And
now back to work for Carolina. As Marner brings it in, he'll fire a BB from the middle of the slot, and Bussey makes the save.
You know, Bussey is, however this goes for him tonight, he's had a heck of a start, Mike. You know, like Cam Ward 20 years ago, I can guarantee you he's down there having fun. There ain't no such thing. I don't know if he likes the Billy Joel song Pressure, but I know whether he likes the song or not, he doesn't feel it. He just has fun.
Stahl with a win. We'll do it again. Well, he is a Long Islander, so I think he has to be a Billy Joel fan by birth. And
hang on here. Do we have a penalty coming here, partner?
Oh, we do. Hand on the puck.
Las Vegas 48, minor penalty, face-off violation.
Yeah, when the face-off is still being battled for. You cannot use your hand. Now Hurdle gets way down with his left hand and then knocks the puck. He actually gave Carolina a win, but that is still a face-off violation. And you know what, Mike? I'm not the two referees tonight, but when you make a questionable call like the first one was, I mean, that one was cut and dry, what Hurdle did within the framework of a contested face-off. So now we see 4-on-4. We've seen plenty of 4-on-4 in this series.
Yes, we have.
And throughout the playoffs, so both teams are very comfortable with this scenario.
Well, it'll be Aho and Jarvis out for Carolina. Aho wins it. Miller across to Gostisbehere. Right on, and Hart makes the save. We've got a minute 26 of 4-on-4. Correct me if I'm wrong, partner. That was the old LA Kings rule, right? About putting a hand in the face-off circle.
Yeah, it's a good rule by the league. You know, it's I'm thinking too. You know, we used to do it a ton. Zenim Kanapka.
Yeah.
A name from the past, but in terms of the present, Aho's going to take this face-off, and it's just as important, if not more important, to manage the puck well at 4-on-4 as it is 5-on-5. Offensive zone blue line to the tops of the circles.
Well, he wins the draw right back. Gostisbehere in the seam for Jarvis. Jarvis to the right of Hart. He'll be sealed off along the wall by Braden McNabb. The fact McNabb is still playing in this series is amazing. Carolina will win it back. Gostisbehere inside the blue line. Sent across and trying to make the nifty play there. Well, as Aho looking for Walker. Walker with a good job not allowing a clean exit for Vegas. And the Golden Knights will now finally, with the puck, take this one over the blue line. Eichel watched by Aho. Eichel will drift back with it. Aho goes for a clear, and now there's a break coming in. Howden shoots. Bussey makes the save. A stand-up save on Howden by Brandon Bussey.
How calm was that against the guy who's been an electrifying goal scorer? Just went down partially with his left knee. Oh, did he ever make that look cool?
Now Nikolai Ehlers comes in. He'll crank a slap shot, but Eichel gets in front of that one, and that one will go over the high glass into the netting.
I mean, Brett Howden, the rip that he's been on in the playoffs and scoring in the Stanley Cup final. Jack Eichel made a great play. Eichel recognized that Carolina was making a line change, and he just about made the Hurricanes pay. Svechnikov came back with a disruptive stick at the last second on Howden, but it looked like it was below the hands. But in all of it, Bussey stays up but comes down with that right leg almost in a partial butterfly in a great stick position.
Now face off now as there's 25 seconds left in 4-on-4. Taylor Hall will fish this one away from Noah Hannafin. Back to the point for Chatfield. Chatfield takes a look. He'll dump it out. This is a smart play as Hall will take it out, and Carolina is 15 seconds away from going on their first power play. And if the Canes put the biscuit in the basket tonight on the man advantage, get a free Bowberry biscuit at participating Bojangles tomorrow morning. Bojangles, it's bow time, and Carolina now has a 30-second power play. Blake walks it in. Gostisbehere wanted to make the pass to the side of the net, didn't get anything on it, and a good clear by Vegas.
Heck of a defensive play from Mitch Marner.
Well, Marner has had himself quite the postseason after leaving Toronto in the offseason. Now Hart misplays it out in front. They shoot. Oh, Hart, what a save! Carter Hart in full desperation mode takes it away. Carolina thought they had a 2-0 lead.
Well, Carter Hart amended for a massive mistake caught behind the net. And the backhand with the gaping cage, it just didn't get to the net cleanly.
Now Carolina putting some pressure on. Here out in front, Martinook with a backhand. Hart with a shoulder save. That trickles just wide. Keeping the pressure on here. Walker, he'll fling a backhand. Martinook behind the net. Is he feeling it on this shift right now? Back behind the net for Aho. Aho, low to high. Nikishin lets him go out in front. Rebounds there. Swatted away before it could get to Hart. Good play by Noah Hannafin. Puck goes into the corner. It'll bounce free. Dorofiev's run into, and Rasmus Andersson just relieves the pressure by clearing. Carolina, though, bats it right back to Aho. Aho had his number took by Lausanne, takes the hit, able to keep it in deep. Now fighting for it's Ehlers. Send it behind the net. Lausanne will get to it. Carolina comes up empty on the abridged power play, but man, were they close. Now an opportunity for Vegas coming the other way. Eichel has his pocket picked by Slavin. The Team USA teammates back in Italy. They won gold together, and that time it was a sterling play by Jacob Slavin. Now Carolina trying to clear, kept in. That'll be shuttled by Caden Korzak, his first game since Game 4 of the Western Conference Final.
Yeah, Jacob Slavin has his vintage 74 level in the first period tonight. Give Carter Hart credit. He made two big saves. And one after the puck handling miscue, and then one on Nikishin through traffic.
They're trying to get something going. Riley Smith in the lineup here. Part of the two changes up front for John Tortorella. As Vegas tries to work the forecheck here. They'll fight for it just inside the Canes' blue line. Smith, Sissons. Smith will get to it first. It'll be knocked away. Walker. He'll play this out. And Will Carrier sends it into the Vegas zone, but not deep enough. Vegas gets back to it into the Canes' end, but Miller's waiting for it. The Golden Knights will change up. 4:45 left here in the first period. This puck is into the Canes' bench, and that'll get us a whistle. 4:44 remaining in the opening frame in Game 6, and Carolina has struck first. It was Taylor Hall in the opening 4 minutes, putting Carolina up 1-0. That's where we stand. You're listening to Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final here on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Hear that? That's the sound of digital instants from the North Carolina Education Lottery. With instant wins, progressive jackpots, and bonus games right from your phone. It's non-stop chances to win like you've never seen or heard before. Oh yeah! Big money! Visit nclottery.com to get in on the action. Must be 18 to play. See prize and odds charts at nclottery.com/digital-instants for details. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar. The better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Hurricanes fans, the future of entertainment is coming to Raleigh, and Lenovo is helping lead the way. Lenovo Center is home to the Carolina Hurricanes and the starting point for a highly anticipated entertainment district where technology, food, and fun will converge. As your North Carolina neighbor, for 2 decades, Lenovo is powering the fan experience every step of the way. Join us for a Canes game this season. We'll see you there. 4:44 left here in the first period alongside Trip Tracy, Mike Maniscalco here on your Hurricanes Radio Network. Carolina with a 1-0 lead. Taylor Hall, 3 minutes and 47 seconds into this one, has posted the Canes to the early goal. Now, if you're Carolina, what have you liked so far about this road period?
The biggest thing I've liked, well, two things. One at each end of the ring. I think that the way they manage the puck, they've valued offensive zone, attacking zone time. And then defensively, I mean, Bussy has looked really good in the stops he's had to make. And they've gotten a vintage effort from Jacob Slavin, including setting up the goal.
Aho wins the draw at center ice on Eichel, and Eichel feigned some kind of displeasure with what went on, and now the Canes will get the puck in deep. Svechnikov to Martinook. Martinook in the left corner. Down the left wing to the right of Carter Hart. They'll fight for it. And Korzak taking another run at Svechnikov as the puck's there, and Andrei Svechnikov, 2 power play goals in game number 5. Helps move it around the boards. Aho chases after it, but Dorofeev will pick it up. Pavel Dorofeev will get it to Jack Eichel. He'll spin it around the Kane zone. Dorofeev tied up by Slavin. Aho couldn't settle it. It comes out from McNabb all the way up from his defensive position. His shot over the top of Bussy's net, and Taylor Hall with it. Hall, he turns on the Jets. Hall, backhand, forehand, and he's taken off the puck, and a penalty coming up to Vegas. And Jack Eichel's going to go for taking down Taylor Hall.
Taylor Hall has been on a pretty impressive level in this first period, hasn't he? He just beat, I'm sure Taylor Hall recognized Eichel was
Vegas penalty, number 9, 2 minutes hooking.
I'm sure Taylor Hall recognized on the one-on-one that Eichel was a forward back, not a defenseman. So he just tight turned, one outside edge, one inside edge, got to the front of the net, stick comes parallel from Eichel. No doubt that was a highly intelligent decision from Taylor Hall to know that it's not a defenseman. It's a great defensive forward, but to test him.
Well, for Carolina, it's their second crack on the Powerball power play. Canes are 6 of 17 in this series. And they are 13 of 73 overall this postseason, but they only had 31 seconds to work with. 2 minutes now, and they win it right back. Gostisbehere. He will feed Svechnikov, top of the right circle. Down low for Stahl. Stahl, Jarvis, Gostisbehere, right on it hard with a good glove save to keep this a 1-goal game.
That was a great save. After Jordan Stahl got booted, you got another lefty in Sebastian Aho that can win the draw, and Aho did, and he did so clean. So you end up moving the puck around the goal line to Carter Hart's right. You put it right on a tee for Shane Gostisbehere, and we know how Gostisbehere can shoot the puck, and it was through a screen. Essentially the same location that Taylor Hall beat Carter Hart. That was a really good stop.
Now face-off to the right of Hart. Only 10 seconds elapse, and Carolina wins the draw again. Chipped right back for Gostisbehere. He'll hand it for Jarvis. Jarvis, he is at the left circle, down low. Svechnikov with it. Aho around the boards and now around the umbrella. Gostisbehere right back to Aho along the right wing boards. Now it's Gostisbehere back to Aho. Aho tries to make the move as his pocket pick. Great play by Dowd. And then Dowd will hand this one off. Sissons loses it, and Carolina wants to scoot. Aho will leave it for Ehlers. Ehlers jumps on. Stahl goes off. Ehlers, one touch. Gostisbehere. That's ripped just wide to the right post. Ehlers will keep it in at the left point. Going to be worked around. Svechnikov plays it back. Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere moves in across for Ehlers. Off the boards. Ehlers drifts down low. Back for Gostisbehere. 58 seconds left on the man advantage. Now it's sent across. Svechnikov with it. Canes with a 1-0 lead, looking to add to it here. Aho. Jarvis, he can't settle it. It'll come over the blue line, and Carolina can switch up their power play units, at least a partial switch. Ehlers will get to this one, into the Vegas zone. He'll draw a crowd. Gostisbehere keeps it in. Little flip, and that'll be knocked out as Blake was bothered by McNabb. Canes need to reload with 29 seconds left on the man advantage. Now it's sent in. Hall tries to split the middle. Is it knocked away? Marner plays it around the boards, but Stankoven will get to it for Carolina. Kept in by Ehlers. A spinning shot, but nobody home. And Vegas can clear. And there's 10 seconds left on the man advantage. Good hustle here by Vegas, forcing Carolina. Now Hall. Hall is going to be pinned in the boards here. Loose puck, chipped to the blue line, not out. Eichel out of the box. Canes 0 for 2 on the man advantage. Now a chance here. Great stick to knock that away by Nikishin on Marner. But a penalty coming up to Carolina as Marner was knocked down at center ice.
That's on Mitch Marner. Nikishin makes that play. You're going to have to kill a penalty, but that was a heck of a stick.
Now Hart to the bench for the extra attacker. A shot ripped to the boards. And there's another save by Brandon Bussy as he takes it away from Eichel.
Is it going to be too many men on the ice to Carolina? Are they going to call it? It's Logan Stankoven. It may be a cross-check.
Carolina 22 minor penalty. Cross-check.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, Logan can't take that penalty. Marner is backtracking, 4 or 5 feet inside the Carolina blue line. Is there a ton to it? No, but you can't take that penalty. But as brilliant as Logan Stankoven has been in these Stanley Cup playoffs, now you got to bail him out. What a play Nikishin made on Marner. Marner drew the penalty afterwards, but what a play Nikishin made on Mitch Marner as he tried to cut to the inside, just inside the dot to the left of Brandon Bussey. Oh, you just see the fire that is Logan Stankoven. It just got the better of him there, Mike.
Oh, it did. And avoidable, but the Canes penalty killers get to go to work now. Minute 22, left in the period. Loose puck. Vegas moving it around. Eichel, goal line extended. Eichel behind the net. He'll send it out. Marner quickly across for Dorothea.
No stick, Chatfield.
Now Eichel back across, and Marner loses the handle. Chatfield goes out. That's going to allow Martin to get a touch, but Marner can keep it in. Stone wants the center. Back for Dorothea. That shot misses everything. Pay attention to the game clock. As this shot gets through traffic, Bussey with a save in the split. Second chance. Puck still loose out in front, and it'll reflect to the side. Oh, Carolina collapsed. Still no stick. As Chatfield will get to he gets to the bench. He got a new twig, and Carolina will clear this with 30 seconds left in the period.
You know, partner, the puck happened to work itself right to the blue line where Chatfield could make a play and get a new stick in the process. Bussey makes a great save after Slavin may have saved a goal.
Now Vegas back on the attack. Sent across Stone. Marner, his shot deflects just wide. Puck into the corner. Hurdle with it. Played out in front. Bussey gets across on Dorothea with 2 seconds left. And that's how the period will come to an end. Oh, dear Bussey. What a save to keep the Canes in the lead at the end of the first.
I'm having memories, partner. Closeout game against Edmonton in Game 7 against Fernando Pisani. A lunging glove save from Cam Ward. Bussey catches the other way. A lunging blocker save on Dorothea. Just dove into the channel that the puck was coming from and makes a great save. Bussey looked terrific in the first period. Those are the saves you simply have to have. Goalies catch opposite hands, but that reminded me a lot. That save on Dorothea to Cam Ward's on Fernando Pisani in Game 7. Once upon a time.
Well, coming up, the intermission report. Adam Gold can go over all of those highlights for you. Carolina, thanks to Taylor Hall, has a 1-0 lead after one with a chance to close out the Stanley Cup final. A 3-2 series lead, a 1-0 lead for the Hurricanes after one period of play. Up next, Adam Gold with our intermission report. You're listening to the Stanley Cup final here on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Hey, sports fans, it's Trip Tracy. It is our time to take it all. We've been at the top of our game and resilient all season long. And just like our guys, TimberTech Decking is durable and resilient to stay at the top of its game season after season. TimberTech is designed to stand up to sun, rain, and years of gatherings. You get the beauty of wood without sanding, staining, or splinters. And it's backed up by industry-leading warranties so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor near you or order free samples at TimberTech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Hi friends, this is Mark Pons from Chapel Hill Tire. There's nothing quite like a North Carolina summer, unless of course your air conditioning decides to stop working. If your AC isn't blowing cold, is making strange noises, or just isn't keeping up with the heat, now's the time to have it checked. This month, take advantage of our summer AC special, save $40, and let our ASC certified technicians make sure you're ready for the hottest days of the year. Schedule your appointment today at chapelhilltire.com and drive happy.
Soundstation and Security, your automotive and audio experts. Car audio, car video, home theater, wheels and tires, and so much more. Plus, did you know Soundstation and Security offers full service for your vehicle? Alignments, inspection, oil changes, window tinting, and custom exhaust. And with a variety of financing options, Soundstation and Security can help you get what you need today. 2 locations, downtown Smithfield and on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Soundstation and Security. Visit myhotsound.com.
Adam Gold inside T-Mobile Arena, one period down. Carolina with a 1-0 lead thanks to Taylor Hall. 3:47 in. Takes a stretch pass from Jacob Slavin after Jackson Blake with a really good back check. Creates the opportunity for Carolina. Hall beats Hart, far side, just inside the post. Carolina had a 1-0 lead. Vegas, however, has pushed back 11 shots on goal, tons of scoring chances. Pavel Dorofeev right in the dead slot, 2 chances. Then the puck somehow bounces back off the top of the netting and comes down in front. Brandon Bussey reaches out and snatches it with the glove. Chances for Brett Howden on a breakaway after a bad Carolina line change. And then right at the death, Dorofeev again as Bussey dives across to make a save. Vegas on the power play. 1-0 Carolina after one. My gosh, highlights are next.
The best way to follow the Stanley Cup playoffs is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game of every series. Behind-the-scenes playoff content you won't get anywhere else. The most NHL Edge advanced stats, keeping you up to date from round 1 through the Stanley Cup final. When it comes to following the playoffs, don't settle for anything less. The Stanley Cup playoffs are better on the NHL app.
Your Harris Teeter grocery haul can earn you savings on gas with our fuel points. Earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend when you shop with your Vic card on your favorite products, fresh produce, and organic brands. Track your fuel points in the Harris Teeter app and redeem your points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. The more you shop, the more points you earn. It's like getting gas money just for shopping like you normally do. Click to learn more. Harris Teeter, in food with love.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Oh, man, we got highlights period 1, and it's all brought to us by Kia. Carolina out early. Jacob Slavin finding Taylor Hall in transition.
Now, here's a chance for Hall. Breaks in, gets a shot, he scores! Taylor Hall gets Carolina on the board. He got loose, and the man leads the Canes in points, puts Carolina in the lead. It's 1-0.
Jackson Blake starts the play with a great defensive back check in his own end. Slavin gets it up, and it's 1-0. And then it became the Brandon Bussey show. Pavel Dorofeev twice in tight.
Eichel hanging out, makes a move out in front. Bussey makes the pad save out in front on Dorofeev.
Good low save. Vegas got away with a pick.
Now another chance. Bussey takes it away from Dorofeev. Bats one up high. This one goes off the top of the net, and Bussey catches it with the glove hand. Oh, what a sequence from Brandon Bussey.
We got more. Bad line change. 4-on-4. Brett Howden all alone.
Eichel will drift back with it. Aho goes for a clear-in now. There's a break coming in. Howden shoots. Bussey makes the save. A stand-up save on Howden by Brandon Bussey.
How calm was that against the guy who's been an electrifying goal scorer? Just went down partially with his left knee. Oh, did he ever make that look cool?
Yeah, a little back pressure from Andrei Svechnikov didn't hurt. And then, once again, on the power play, Vegas, Pavel Dorofeev trying one more time.
Played out in front. Bussey gets across on Dorofeev with 2 seconds left, and that's how the period will come to an end. Oh, dear Bussey, what a save to keep the Canes in the lead at the end of the first.
It was a great period for Brandon Bussey. Get the sense you're going to need 2 more of those for Carolina to get this to the house. Taylor Hall's goal, the only marker in the frame. Hurricanes have a 1-0 lead. Vegas has outshot Carolina 11-8 in the period, and they will have about 38 seconds of power play time to start the second. We'll break. We'll come back. Shane Willis will join us next.
Hockey's not just a game. It's a clash of sticks. It's sprays of ice and crazy saves. It's slap shots and the scrape of blades. It's an endless series of touch-and-go moments that make you feel alive. Through the highs and lows, you march your way down the long road to the playoffs alongside your team, with your jersey on and your heart on your sleeve, because they couldn't do it without you. And when you're there for your team, the NHL Store is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLShop.com. A Fanatics experience.
Hey, Caniacs. As the official security partner of the Carolina Hurricanes, the local team at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses across the Research Triangle. Our families live here and contribute to our communities, so we have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/canes for a free home or business security assessment. That's vectorsecurity.com/canes.
Adam Gold inside T-Mobile Arena. Hurricanes with a 1-0 lead on the Vegas Golden Knights through one period. Now it's time to bring in Shane Willis back at Lenovo Center. Give me a sense, before we talk about the Brendan Bussey show, what does it look like back there?
Electric might be an understatement tonight, Adam. The fans were ready inside and out tonight and really all across this city. Megan and I were talking to the pregame show, and the confidence this team carries in builds in this city. I think everyone can feel it, knowing it's time for this team to kind of hoist Lord Stanley's Cup, and what a start, an early goal by Taylor Hall.
All right, we're going to get to Taylor Hall's goal in a second. Brandon Bussey. Forget about the story. How about just the performance? 11 saves in the period, and Pavel Dorofeyev probably thinks he should have at least 2 goals.
Well, you and I spoke about Brandon over the last couple of games and the way he plays. Not only is he making the saves when you talk about technically right now, but you have to love the athleticism this young man brings to the table each and every night. Those saves, and what I loved about the one-timer that he saved late in that period, he's a step ahead right now. Vegas is going to start questioning because he's a step ahead. He was already set and ready to take that one-timer as it was coming at him. He is moving well. He's reading plays. And as I said, using that athleticism to his advantage to make some huge saves at the end of the first.
He also has a scramble quality about him that I can't put my finger on about like who he reminds me of. But there were a couple of scramble situations where he was able to locate the puck and keep it out. The save on Dorofeyev at the very end of the period. How about the breakaway that he has to stop Brett Howden, who's done nothing but score goals in the playoffs?
And that's what you want for your goaltender, right? We don't always just talk about the saves he's making, but key saves at key moments. Both on the breakaway, which would have tied the game at 1, and then late in the first period when Vegas is trying to gain some momentum. And you and I know, when a period is scored late in that period, it really boosts the team going into the locker room. So for Brandon Bussey to make those saves at those moments is probably even bigger than talking about his athleticism and the scrambles around the net. Just key moments and huge saves by him once again tonight.
All right, let's get to the Taylor Hall goal. Maybe it's fitting that Carolina gets off early and it's Taylor Hall because he has been this way all playoff long. Great play by Slavin to get the puck up. We'll get to the beginning of that sequence in a second. But Taylor Hall, man, you can tell he's a guy that senses the moment.
And as a player going into this game, we talk about nerves, and every player has them on both sides. The Hurricanes with the same type of nerves that Vegas has in this moment. But what I love from a player's perspective, and you see it in Taylor Hall, the shift before he gets hurt, kind of dinged up off as getting sandwiched between two Vegas players. But when you're jumping over the boards early in that game, you want to get hit or you want to be hit like Taylor Hall did to kind of electrify you. All of a sudden he comes back over the boards when everyone thinks he may not return for a few shifts and scores the biggest goal of the game, which is the first one. So now that this team is settled in, I think the team can take a breath in between this period. You're going out now, the game has started, your nerves are now gone, you've settled in, but Taylor Hall, energized off a physical play by Vegas to come back and score a big goal, something that he and that line has done all playoffs long.
Yeah, the pass from Jacob Slavin is great, but I want to go back to how the sequence started. Jackson Blake with a back check, I believe it was on Howden, and I remember before last season when Blake in the preseason was an electrifying player with the puck, and for me, he made the team in a game where he looked the worst offensively because he competed in his own end And that's the kind of stuff that the head coach loves to see when a player who's an offensive player is willing to do those types of things defensively.
And it's embedded in this team's culture, Adam, as we know from head coach Rod Brindamore, to say, we are going to outwork the opposing team every night. The offense is going to come from the way you play defensive hockey. And when you look at the red line and you watch this team as they back check, that's something as we learn in the preseason and in training camp. When they're doing some skating drills, Rod calls that the hustle line. And you watch guys' heads just drop down and work as hard as they can to get to that line to create pressure from behind. As a player going up the ice and you know you have that pressure coming back, sometimes it forces you to make plays you don't want to. Vegas, a bad play creates a turnover, and then the name of the game in the National Hockey League is transition. The Hurricanes posting up. Taylor Hall continuing to get his speed for that pass from Jacob Slavin, and it's in the back of the net. But I agree with you. It starts with that hustle and that culture that is instilled in this locker room to do it right every single shift. Jackson Blake getting it done in the first.
All right, Vegas was very good at the end of the period. I'm going to let Shane Willis go here. Carolina needs to have the second period they had in Game 5 on home ice. Shane, tell everybody back at Lenovo we said hi, and maybe we'll bring a big gift home to everybody.
Well, if the big gift comes home, we'll still be here partying, so we'll be waiting for you.
Thanks. Shane Willis here in the first intermission. Hurricanes with a 1-0 lead. We'll come back and give you some numbers after these words from your local stations on the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
Waking up, getting ready, sitting in traffic. Let's face it, getting to work in the morning is a lot of work. But when you get a great deal on your favorite McDonald's coffee, becoming a morning person is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Now get any size refreshingly cold iced coffee for $1, a delicious mocha for $2, and a frappe for $3. Available only during breakfast hours. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
The Father's Day Summer Grill Sale is here at Atlantic Spas and Billiards on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Save up to $700 on a Kamado Joe kettle grill, or pick up a Green Mountain pellet grill at the lowest price of the year. This highly rated pellet grill comes with Wi-Fi, 2 meat probes, and all the grill accessories are 50% off. Atlantic Spas and Billiards is the billiard, dart, and game headquarters of the Triangle. Something is here for the whole family. Pool tables, shuffleboard, foosball, outdoor ping pong, and more. Atlantic Spas and Billiards in Raleigh and Wilmington.
Tired of hearing this from your local tire place?
Sorry, we can't fix it. Take it to Dauntless.
This year, skip the middleman and take your car straight to Dauntless Transmissions if you want quality work done right the first time. Transmissions, engine, or brake work, or just a regular tune-up. If it's broke, Dauntless will fix it. For quality work done with the kind of experience that works for you, take it to Dauntless Transmissions first. Go to DauntlessTransmissions.com to book your visit today. Dauntless Transmissions, your local source for exceptional service.
Adam Gold inside T-Mobile Arena, 1-0 Hurricanes after 1. Cardinal Apparel, proud partner and T-shirt provider of the Carolina Hurricanes, brings us first period numbers. Hurricanes outshot by the Golden Knights, 11-8 in the frame. Also did not win the face-off battle in the first period. Everything else is pretty much even. But I will say that if I was the head coach, I would be not concerned, thankful that Brandon Bussey played as well as he did, and there's still 38 seconds of power play time to kill. But too many chances allowed to Vegas. 5 grade A scoring chances, and Brandon Bussey has had to do too much work for the head coach's liking, I'm sure. Carolina does have the 1-0 lead, and that's great. But a tighter second period definitely is something the Hurricanes and head coach Rod Brindamore would like. Mike and Tripp, they've got the second period. I'm Adam Gold. See you after 2.
To us, every moment matters. Moments of quiet perseverance and loud celebrations. Starting moments and the moments that make us feel unstoppable. We're here to help you be present for them all. UNC Health is dedicated to getting you back to what you love. Faster, stronger, and healthier. Official healthcare provider of the Carolina Hurricanes.
For almost a decade, the Hurricanes have trusted their T-shirt needs with Cardinal Apparel. Carolina Hurricanes alumni Shane Willis here to tell you Cardinal Apparel has expanded and relocated to better serve their clients across the state. Formerly known as Raleigh Screen Print, Cardinal Apparel will produce high-quality screen printing while working directly with customers. Don't waste your time online trying to order through third-party vendors. Save money and time working with Cardinal Apparel. Visit cardinalapparel.com to start your order today.
Ambition comes in all shapes and sizes. At First Citizens Bank, we're fit for your ambitions, whatever shape they may take. Whether you're planning for today or tomorrow, we've got the flexibility and know-how to help you reach your goals. Because we're built for what you're building. First Citizens Bank, fit for your ambition. Learn more at firstcitizens.com/ambition.
Welcome back inside T-Mobile Arena. As we get ready to start the second period, Carolina with a 1-0 lead over the Golden Knights here in Game 6. The Hurricanes lead this best-of-7 series 3-2. The closeout game that Carolina's looking to end the season here in Vegas. And Tripp, Canes have a little bit of work to do on the penalty kill here to start the second period. What are some of the things they need to take into this period and do what they did? Played a pretty good road period. How do they duplicate it here?
Well, what you're hoping is a good omen before they played their best second period of the series Thursday in Raleigh. How did that second period start? Killing a penalty. Yeah. And so the same is the case here with 38 seconds left in the Logan Stankoven minor. Hoping that that's going to be good karma.
Carolina will push the puck into the Vegas zone. The Canes with 15 wins, looking for that 16th here in the postseason. As Vegas will get to this. Stone down the right wing side. Marner sent across. A little bit of room here for Eichel. Eichel watched by Martinook. 15 seconds left in the kill. Dorofiev's shot. That'll be blocked. We'll come right back to Marner, right on Bussey. Makes the save. And the rebound slapped all the way down the ice to Carter Hart.
And when Stankoven comes out of the box, he's a forward, so he can either stay on or get off. That's an asset.
Stankoven out of the box. Canes penalty killers have done the job. 2 for 2 here in game number 6. Vegas work it in the Hurricane zone. It'll be batted in, and Barbashev will go after it. He'll play it away from Slavin. Barbashev around the board. Stankoven sees the hit coming, so he'll sidestep it, but Howden able to get to a loose puck in the corner to the right of Bussey. Aho jams that one up the boards and not out. Carolina can break this one away. Racing out in front, looking for a deflection was Jarvis, and he was given a hard ride around the boards, and Vegas trying to counter. Back into the Cane zone. A shot by Bowman, and that's going to be off of the glass. That was fired over the top of the net of Brandon Bussey.
Yeah, Bowman can shoot the puck, can he? It's been a while since he played. First game of the series. He got a lot on that, missing just high.
He played since March 21st in the regular season, Braden Bowman. Now we'll get a whistle here and face off. We'll come all the way into the Vegas zone.
Mike Chatfield had Logan Stankoven. You know, he ended up trying to go up to the wall. Blue line across from the benches to Seth Jarvis, but he had Logan Stankoven. If he had just gone directly up the middle, would have been a breakaway. Easy from up here, but you got the kill that you needed.
On the Jankowski line with Eric Robinson celebrating his 31st birthday today. Pretty sure there's a prize he wants, a present at the end of this day. As Vegas, though, is able to move this puck out. Riley Smith seeing his first action. As Bussey, good handle here, and Carolina can clear. Out to center ice. Chipped down by Korzak. And Vegas work this, but too far. Icing with 18:04 left here in the second period.
You know, Mike, that is the value of communication. You know, and on the road, it's tougher if a building is heavily involved. And so Bussey goes out to stop that puck. And you could tell he was itching to play it. And Shane Gossesbeer was a great communicator, would have said, leave it, leave it, leave it. And he left it. Leads to an easy breakout.
Now a offensive zone draw. Stankoven, Blake, and Hall. And a good face-off win there by Tomas Hertl. Vegas can flip this one to safety out at center ice. Bouncing puck will be sent in, and Bussey will have to play it. Good cover there with Nick Dowd in the neighborhood.
Yeah, there have been some times where I'd like to see Bussey moving along, but not there. You know, Walker's sort of first guy back, but not really because Dowd's there. And you've got your captain on the ice here to take this draw. By the way, your best face-off guy in the first period was Sebastian Aho. He won 5 out of 7. Logan Stankoven went 0-5. Let's see if Stankoven can build a game in the face-off circle as this moves along.
Well, right now it's the Canes captain, Jordan Staal, against Jack Eichel. And Staal wins that one clean away from Eichel. Up the boards and out, but this is going to be another icing. All this is going to do, and no problem with it. Take a couple of seconds off of the clock.
Yeah, the only thing this will do is it'll probably have Vegas, now that they can choose the face-off circle, switch to the other side. So Staal, it'll be tougher for him to win this one. But he's still going to take it on his tougher side. And I'm surprised that Vegas won't use a lefty here.
So Staal against Eichel to the right of Bussy. Drop the puck, and Eichel will get to it. Wanted to feed that for Dorofeev, couldn't do it. And Miller helps clear this one out. Jarvis will bounce one into the corner. Chase after it. Vegas, though, he's able to play this one back over their blue line. Ehlers knocks it back in. Dorofeev loses an edge, and now Ehlers out in front as that's just out of the reach of Staal. All of those have been going in, and that one was just maybe 3 or 4 inches too far for the Canes captain.
Oh, great back check from Ehlers.
And now he's going to send it up, and here's a chance for Staal. Staal waits, Drake shoots hard with the save. Rebound collected by Martinook. He'll send it around. Svechnikov to it. Stahl's going to go to the bench for a change. Now coming off of the bench is Aho as he fires one. That's high. Svechnikov with a shot right from the far boards, but can't put that on net. Vegas gets it clear.
Carter Hart has made some big stops. I mean, Jordan Staal, we know everything he's touched has gone in. Had 2 chances, including the partial breakaway. And Hart was able to seal the blocker side on the captain's shot.
Now Carolina, great puck movement here. As it was Slavin to Svechnikov into the corner. Robinson came on a change.
Svechnikov has been so much more physical in this game than he was game 4 in this building. So much more physical.
Vegas clears, but Carolina right back out. This one will split Robinson and Carrier, but Hart has to play it. Dump that into the corner. Carrier's going to finish his hit. Jankowski knocks it down in the Canes bench, but this will be offside on Carolina with 16:07 remaining here in the second period. A 1-0 Carolina lead over Vegas.
I mean, Staal had 2 really good chances. The first one, he tried to finish it on the backhand like he tied the game in the first period Thursday night. The second one was a better chance, and he really didn't have the deke option because Rasmus Andersson had gotten back, so he was going to have to shoot. Looked like Carter Hart knew that and really was committed to the short side.
Now Goss to spare. Here's Carolina. This draw at center ice. It'll be sent back into the Vegas zone. Stankoven creates a turnover. Blake in the slot. Oh, excellent play by Tomas Hertl. As Blake was thinking of fire, now possible 2-on-1. Coming through, Hertl drags, shoots, Bussy, all blocked out in front by Blake. Now second chance, long drive. That'll be Korzak. That's kicked away by Bussy.
Well, it looked like Blake did block it. Boy, he played that like a veteran defenseman, did Jackson Blake.
Got in front of his goaltender to help out the cause.
I mean, Hertl did everything right to drag the puck, draw Gostisbehere leaving his feet. What a play from Jackson Blake.
Icing here on Carolina, 15:24 left in the second.
I mean, my gosh, it's one thing to have support from a forward getting back. I mean, it's Blake that turned the puck over. Nikishin gets caught up the ice, and Hertl drags, and Jackson Blake, as Hertl drags it to the middle, gone goes Gostisbehere. But Bussy.
Yeah.
I mean, Jackson Blake did everything right, but it's Bussy again. Body save. And that's when you're moving, too. That's when you get a little bit uncomfortable when you've got to move like that. He wasn't uncomfortable.
Defensive zone draw, one by Vegas, and then McNabb's shot will be deflected, and that goes over the glass into the crowd.
Bussy's just got to be having a ton of fun. I mean, that's obvious, but, and hey, Carter Hart's done his part so far in this game as well. But, you'll take saves, no pictures on the scorecard, any which way you can get them. But it is a significant added bonus when you look good making them.
Eichel against Staal. Stahl wins it back. Nice reverse by Keandre Miller from the left wing boards to the right wing side. Ehlers, Miller, Stahl. Stahl wants to feed it back to Miller, who jumps in on the play. Centering attempt, and not knowing where it was Eichel. It bounced off of him and hard. Had to get a whistle.
Now this is going to give you an offensive zone draw in the game of chess. You know, you just dealt with a couple defensive zone draws. Now you got an offensive zone draw.
I don't want to be cute here with Brandon Bussey, and we're in Vegas.
You know how many people I've heard say that you're cute?
Oh, I thank them all for me. Glad that you and my mom are texting. But how much is there a sense of it's house money with Brandon Bussey? Like when you talk about just have fun and play and have that freedom to just go and play.
You know, I don't know. I just know for me as a goalie, I was cooked like a Thanksgiving turkey when it was fear, not faith.
Now Carolina wins the draw.
He's got faith in his game.
Team in front of him does too. Now Jankowski trying to find Carrier. This will come back to the point. Deft in by Walker at the right point. Behind the net for Robinson. He's sealed off. Good play there by Anderson, but this is coming all the way back. Icing on Vegas. 14:45 left here in this second period.
I've shared this story many times before. You know, once fear crept into that position, I was cooked. And even when I had no experience as a broadcaster, whether I was any good, whether I am any good, I've always had faith. Faith has got to win over fear, and faith is really synonymous with self-belief.
He has that, and again, no ordinary rookie, 27 years old. He bided his time to get here, 31 wins in the regular season. Now he's just looking for his third in this postseason, which would be the 16th for Carolina. Now Vegas wins the draw. They'll clear it out. Dowd tracks down a bouncing puck. He'll carry this deep into the Kane zone. Carolina wants to clear. Martinook tied up. Mason back in a long shot. That's hammered just wide of Bussey's net. Anderson will keep the pressure on. Svechnikov wanted to clear it out. Finally, Aho does. Over the blue line. Vegas needs to tag up, so a little bit of room here. And Slavin and Chatfield go D to D. Slavin with it now. Over his blue line. Svechnikov. Flip one in that Hart will keep it moving. Plays that one behind the net. And Vegas. Anderson moves it out. Sent into the Kane zone. Bussey directing traffic. Miller will get to it. Reverse it up the boards. Carolina looking for an out. Korzak keeps it in. Now second chance. Out it goes. Canes have it 2-on-1. Coming in. Wait, shoot, drag. Oh, just wide. An excellent look there for Stankoven. And now it's the other way. Opportunity for Vegas. Marner's going to get to the rebound. Look at this back. Long shot. Deflect. Fought off by Bussey. And Walker to the rebound.
Yeah, Stankoven sold the pass and shot the puck. You like to see it even though it didn't go.
And Lausanne trying to get into it with Stankoven. He has the shot that Bussey made the save. And now we'll get a whistle with 13:26 left here in the second period.
Well, we know the will and the hunger and the toughness pound for pound that Logan Stankoven has engaging with Lausanne. But I mentioned 0 for 5 in the face-off circle in the first period. He just had a grade A chance offensively to extend the lead. He's got to get himself right for this defensive zone draw when you can't change off of icing. Playoffs are all about moving on. And he's going to go toe-to-toe with Jack Eichel, is Stankoven right here.
Stankoven, 5'8", wins the draw away from Eichel. 5'8", taking on the 6'3" Lausanne, and now Hall. We'll get this to Jackson Blake. Blake flips this one into the Vegas zone. Laid out for Vegas. Theodore got it to Dorofeev. Now McNabb back across. Dorofeev taken off the puck expertly there by Keandre Miller. Blake, aerial flip out to center ice. Played well by McNabb. As Ehlers was looking for the turnover. Vegas, though, throw this into the Hurricanes' end. Stone trying to play it away from Walker. Ehlers gets a chance to clear. Ehlers is clipped.
Is it going to be a high stick or was it a follow-through?
That's what we're waiting for to see here.
Is there an injury on the play? The referees are checking right now. You can barely see through his playoff beard. And, you know, I think if there's an injury, they call it as a double minor because then they have everything available. It was not a follow-through from Braden McNabb.
Well, we'll find out if there will be any call, because 12:46 left here in the second period. We'll head to break. Carolina still with that 1-0 lead over Vegas here in Game 6. It's a closeout game for the Hurricanes. You're listening to the Stanley Cup Final here on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Mike Maniscalco here, and I'm hanging out with my good friend Paul Auclair, the owner of Deep River Brewing Company and proud sponsor of your Carolina Hurricanes. Paul, tell us a little bit about Deep River Brewing Company.
Deep River Brewing Company is located at 700 West Main Street in historic downtown Clayton, North Carolina. Our brewery and tap room are open Wednesday through Sunday. We have 12 beers on tap and food trucks on site daily.
And you can find Deep River beer at local bottle shops, restaurants, and grocery stores. If you don't find Deep River at your local watering hole, make sure to ask for it by name. And remember, drink local.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that honey pepper pimento sandwich.
And that pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle-dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. High five, girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available. Warranties include 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain and 5-year 60,000-mile basic. Warranties are limited. See retailer for details.
Back inside T-Mobile Arena here on the Hurricanes Radio Network. Ray Regal in the booth with us, our technical engineer on site. Rusty Helzer back in Raleigh, and no penalty coming up to Braden McNabb.
Here's what I think happened. There was no injury on the play, so that took away the ability once it wasn't called in real time. It was not a follow-through to Braden McNabb. It was a high stick. But no injury means you can't call the double minor and then review it. So I believe that was the sequencing. A break for Vegas.
Now Carolina will have Jankowski face off against Marner. Marner goes to his knees to try to win it. Chatfield, though, along the boards. Cannot move it out as Marner was there. Now Slavin with a tight turn around his net. Going to play this out. Jacob Slavin looking to join Ken Morrow in very elite company. We'll get to that later on. Right now it's Eichel with some room. Knocked away. Guess who?
The aforementioned. He has been so deceptive defensively tonight. Unpredictable so far. First half of regulation in all the game-changing ways, including with his stick there on Eichel at his own blue line, Jacob Slavin.
And now he's got the puck again. Long pass up for Martinook into the Vegas zone. Wheeled around Korzak. Up for Lauzon. Martinook bothers Lauzon. Hurdle reaches in for a loose puck. Korzak, they're going to play a little 6-foot game with the passing, and now Hurdle will fling this into the Kane zone, but it'll make it for icing. We'll bring this one all the way back into the Vegas end with 11:48 remaining in the second period.
You know, Mike, I love how linesmen are so stringent about whether you gain the attacking red line or not on what is and what is not icing. You know, because if it was a little bit more leeway and not rigidly enforced, you know, guys would take advantage of it. And, I mean, it's a game of inches, being able to gain that red line or not.
Aho will take the draw against Colton Sissons here. To the right of Carter Hart. And the left face-off dot for the attacking Hurricanes. Moving right to left on your radio dial. Smart device. Gossesbear with a move. He works around Riley Smith. His shot, though, is chopped away into the corner. No threat there, but Gossesbear with a keep, but it'll bounce off of his body over the blue line and back to the Kane zone where Svechnikov is there to pick it up. Andrei Svechnikov gets a little help from Martinook. This comes in deep into the Vegas zone. Aho will finish his hit. Vegas, though, will clear the puck. Hurdle gives it away at the Canes blue line. Hall with it now. Hall's got Stankoven out in front. Just too far for the Canes centerman. We'll get to the loose puck. Blake chips that out in front. Nobody home for Carolina. And now Hurdle wraps this one around the Canes boards. And went from the right wing to the left wing side. Dowd waiting for it. Cole Smith checks in to help out. Played back to a vacant point where no one is there. And this will be icing on Carolina with 10:50 remaining here in the second period.
You know, generating offense via transition is so hard to do at this time of year when it's over 100 degrees outside. That means it's the Stanley Cup final. And Hall, Blake, and Stankoven, aside from Hall's goal, they have generated quite a bit in this game in transition. Ugh. Very difficult to do, and they're doing it.
Dowd will take the draw against Stankoven to the left of Brandon Bussey. Shots on goal, 14 for Vegas, 11 for Carolina. They'll drop the puck, and Carolina will get to it. Huge win in Stankoven, as you mentioned, 0 for 5 in the first. Now 2 big wins here. They'll drop the puck to Hall. Hall's shot, that'll be blocked by Rasmus Andersson, as there was quick transition from the Hurricanes. And an opportunity for Vegas to clear. And Andersson gets it into the Canes' zone. Cole Smith will deliver it deeper.
Oh, see that Keandre Miller just absorbed a hit, used his reach for an easy breakout below the goal line.
Carolina's going to take advantage of a bounce. Although Jarvis gets creamed by Dowd in the corner, but tough customer from Manitoba still fighting for it, and he's got his captain, Jordan Staal, reaching in. Loose puck, slapped into the corner. Theodore and Jarvis fight for it. Staal gets to it. Back to the point, Slavin. Now to Staal. Left wing boards, back up top, Slavin walks the blue line. He'll whip it across, Ehlers, back to Slavin. Slavin crisscrosses, he'll leave it for Ehlers. Ehlers, he'll turn, top of the left circle. Nikolai Ehlers hanging on to the puck, drops it back. Slavin at Chatfield, right point. His shot deflects, bounces off the end boards. Ehlers gets to it, back for Slavin. Slavin,
no stick down.
Now it's Ehlers. He'll send it across. Chatfield drags, and that hits the post. Hit the post and ricocheted over the glass into the netting. You got the look you wanted. But Vegas survives that shift from Carolina and their top offensive threat, Jordan Staal and company.
Probably a half an inch lower on the crossbar. It's bar down, and we're going to Chapmandu.
9:23 left here in the second period. 1-0 Carolina on top of Vegas here in Game 6, the closeout game for the Carolina Hurricanes in the Stanley Cup Final here on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Hear that? That's the sound of digital instants from the North Carolina Education Lottery. With instant wins, progressive jackpots, and bonus games right from your phone. It's non-stop chances to win like you've never seen or heard before. Oh, yeah! Big money! Visit nclottery.com to get in on the action. Must be 18 to play. See prize and odds charts at nclottery.com/digital-instants for details. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Hockey is fast, thrilling, and full of energy, just like the Triangle. For 20 years, Lenovo has called North Carolina home, fueling innovation right here in our community. At Lenovo Center, Lenovo and the Carolina Hurricanes continue to elevate every moment on and off the ice. From the rink to the seats, it's all about power, speed, and connection. Cheer louder, celebrate bigger. The action starts at Lenovo Center. See you there.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Alongside Trip Tracy, Mike Maniscalco here in Vegas, where the Canes, with a 3-2 series lead in the Stanley Cup Final, they are trying to bring their second Stanley Cup back to North Carolina. Halfway through this second period, offensive zone draw for the Canes right now. And a chance to build on their 1-0 lead, but Vegas fights along the boards. Aho, though, is able to keep it in. Back from Miller. Miller to Aho. Shoved that to the middle of the Vegas zone, but Marner's able to clear it. Martinook. Sweep this one in, tied up by Lauzon. Korzak, he's given a rough ride. Aho. Play it back. It was Svechnikov who introduced himself to Caden Korzak, and now Lausanne will clear out. Now Svechnikov takes a hit in the back. Let's see if there's going to be a call here both ways, or is it just one?
I think neither. I can tell you this, Svechnikov is playing a power forward game, and it may take until late in the game to have that turn into a reward, but you know, he, Marduk, and Aho have been hard on pucks. Andre's been especially physical. And I'll tell you, whether Andre's on the score sheet or not, like he was twice, 2 power play goals in Game 5, that will help you have success.
Another face-off win for Jordan Stahl at center ice. Carolina will bound this one into the Vegas zone. It will be cleared out for Riley Smith. He was gapped up by Slavin. No room to go there. Vegas can wind this one in Sissons. They'll race after it. Stahl plays it to Slavin. Up for Ehlers. Ehlers will deflect it, but Hanifin will cut it off at the Vegas blue line and sends this one back in deep, but that'll be offside. That'll be icing on the Golden Knights with 8:21 remaining here in the second period.
Yeah, again, Carolina, the accordion that is their forwards and defense working in sync off of one another. You know, making sure not to allow Vegas to gain that center red line, the difference between icing and not.
Jankowski, Robinson, and Carrier, the offensive zone draw. Walker and Miller, the D. Good win by Jankowski. Walker will send it for Carrier, a little too far. Jankowski tries to jump hurdle to get to the puck. Instead, it's Carrier who'll come up with it. And that'll be knocked out by Hurdle in Vegas. Wants to get something going, but Walker to the puck first. Then he's given a hard shove, but able to clear. It's going to roll just wide of Hart, and that'll be icing on Carolina. 7:57 remaining here in this second period.
You know, it's past the halfway point of regulation, Mike. It's been a game where the Hurricanes have had several chances to extend their lead. Vegas, several chances to tie the hockey game. There's no doubt that this has been the best defensive chess match that we've seen so far in this series.
Now it'll be Eichel against Jankowski. And Dorofeev will come up with the puck. They'll walk to the blue line, find a way to keep it in. Goes off of Keandre Miller's skate. A chance to pop this one down. Good play by Jankowski. Carrier into the Vegas zone. He'll take his man out in the corner for the loose puck. Pavel Dorofeev. Quick one-upper for Stone, who leaves it for Eichel. Eichel has it taken away by Slavin, but Stone to the loose puck. Now Aho digs in deep, can't clear. Dorofeev tries the short side, and a shoulder save by Bussey. 7:20 to go here in the second period. This is offside, as it was knocked down, and looking for the call there is Sebastian Aho. He'll agree with it, and Carolina will go to the bench, and the faceoff will come over the Golden Knight blue line.
Yeah, I mentioned the power nature of Andrei Svechnikov. Sebastian Aho has really played a nice game so far defensively. You know, you need him to be complete. You and I both believe Jordan Stahl should have won the Selke Trophy. Sebastian Aho got votes, and he's been very solid defensively in this game so far.
A chance here for Vegas as they'll take the puck. Hanifin gets this to center, but that'll be deflected out of play. So 7:06 remains here in this second period. Carolina on the goal by Taylor Hall. 3:47 into the first period. Leads this game 1-0, and this face-off, after it was deflected out of play, will be right at center ice.
You know, it was Nikishin with a tight gap. I mean, I thought Nikishin really struggled here on the road in games 3 and 4. You know, you were able to put him in good spots with last change in game 5 in Raleigh. He's got to keep going, but I've liked him tonight.
Howden wins the draw against Stankoven. Puck trickles into the Kane zone. Stankoven bounds it out off of the boards. Vegas will serve it back in with Howden, but Stankoven picks it up. He'll get it to Walker. Walker. His pass intercepted by Hanifin. Hanifin loses it to Blake. Blake It beats Stankoven, and then Hannafin takes that one away. And good work by Blake. And now Stankoven with a turnover out in front for Blake. Still loose. Stankoven shot. Save Hart. Second chance for Stankoven. Save Hart. Now they went up to score! Jackson Blake in the slot. And it's 2-0. Carolina. Oh, Blake having a great postseason. And puts the Canes up to a large 2-0 lead. 6:29 left in the second.
Unleash the Hounds, because that shift from Blake, Stankoven, and Hall, it started and ended with both guys just hounding the puck. Started on the wall, then they got to the middle, then they retrieved the puck, and Logan was the guy to do it. Jackson Blake found himself in the high slot after all of that hound work and was able to beat Carter Hart to the glove side. Both goals, Hall and now Blake to the glove side. Unleash the Hounds on that shift.
All right. Blake got a good deflection off of Marner as well. But that was just dogged work by that duo. And how great has that line been this postseason for Carolina? They have been elite.
Especially in potential elimination games. Period. End of story, they have been. But especially in games where you have a team hanging on a cliff with a lot of work still to be done tonight.
That's Blake's second point of the night. He is now tied with Taylor Hall with 7 goals. This line has scored 25 goals this postseason. By the way, Logan Stankoven, the only man to score more goals in a postseason. It was his head coach, Rod Brindamore, who scored 12 back in 2006. Now Jarvis, he's going to rag the puck. He'll drop this here for Svechnikov behind the net. Centering it in front, and Hart doesn't know where it is. Still loose, they'll dig for it. Oh, a chance there for Aho as this line got reunited, and that is Carter Hart's best save of the game, and he didn't know where the puck was.
Aho and Svechnikov have been great tonight. Svechnikov used the back of the net, sold that he was going out the far side, dropped it to Aho on the near side, and Hart squeezed the arm and the body on the blocker side.
5:48 left here in the second period. Carolina up 2-0 with a chance to win the Stanley Cup here in game number 6 in Vegas. You are listening to the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Your Harris Teeter grocery haul can earn you savings on gas with our fuel points. Earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend when you shop with your Vic card on your favorite products, fresh produce, and organic brands. Track your fuel points in the Harris Teeter app and redeem your points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. The more you shop, the more points you earn. It's like getting gas money just for shopping like you normally do. Click to learn more. Harris Teeter, in food with love.
For more than 20 years, Lenovo has called North Carolina home, powering technology that drives progress and connects our communities to the world. That same innovation fuels the fan experience at Lenovo Center, home of the Carolina Hurricanes. From the roar of the crowd to the speed on the ice, Lenovo is proud to capture and celebrate every moment with Canes fans. Together, we're building a future of energy, excitement, and connection. Learn more at Lenovo.com.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
5:48 left here in the second period. 2-0. Carolina on top of Vegas here in game number 6 alongside Trip Tracy. Mike Maniscalco. You're listening to the Stanley Cup playoffs on the Hurricanes Radio Network. And this line that has been so good, that has accounted for both goals tonight with an offensive zone draw for Stankoven, Hall, and Blake. But Vegas will win that as Hurdle punted it back. Still a long road to hoe here in Vegas. Bussey tries to slow this one down. Played out by Hurdle out in front, but it's deflected, and now Hall. He's going to set up Blake, he'll get it to Stankoven. Trying to feed Jackson Blake. Blake and Hall, both with their 7th goals of this postseason. Those are the markers that has Carolina up 2-0. Now Hurdle, former Shark. He'll send this one back to the point, but Theodore couldn't keep it in.
You're not 2 periods deep, but Slavin has saved his best game of this postseason for tonight.
Theodore connect the pass. It will just be shuttled into the Kane zone, and a couple of chances to clear here. It's done there by Nikolai Ehlers all the way down Hart. We'll play this one for Rasmus Andersson. Now for Barbashev, knocked away from Stone. And now Stahl gets this one free, and getting the shot was Ehlers. Ehlers will go after it. Oh, Hart made a good blocker save.
He's made 2 big saves. Aho in there on Ehlers since it went 2-0. Every time you think you've broken Carter Hart, he does respond.
Well, Eichel got lazy with the puck at his own blue line, and Carolina will carry this one deep. Played around by Lauzon. Kept in by Miller. That'll go off of Eichel's skate and rink wide. And now Eichel tries to get it into the Kane zone. He'll have that chipped away by Walker. And this is going to be an icing. No, they're going to wave it off.
That was a good call by the linesman because he recognized that Rasmus Andersson along the Carolina bench could have played that puck, and he didn't. That's a heady call from the linesman.
4 minutes left here in the second period. 2-0 Carolina. Now Vegas trying to get something going. And another great play by Slavin, this time on Howden. Puck still in the Kane zone. They'll punch at it. Aho. Now Carrier from his knees gets it out to Martinuk. And this is pushed forward. Aho goes after it. And McNabb with it. Robinson bears down on him. And McNabb clears it. Chatfield sends it back in. Carolina tags up. Hart leaves it for Braden McNabb. McNabb winds this one up to the blue line. They'll hand that one out for Howden. Howden makes a move. Drops back. Little shot. Seen the whole way. And Bussey keeps it moving.
Good play. Good decision. Could have taken the whistle. Why risk a defensive zone draw?
Now Vegas. Anderson, the big pickup from Calgary. The right shot defenseman rolls this one into the Kane zone. Dowd plays it back, but intercepted. Anderson got in the way. And a call coming up. Rasmus Andersson going to the box for interference with 2:56 left.
Jean Hebert makes the call. That's a call you got to make.
Las Vegas number 4, minor penalty, interference.
So the puck was long gone, and Rasmus Andersson was trying to lobby for a dive. I don't see anything there that would be within the framework of embellishment. And, Rasmus Andersson, who I defensively, at times offensively, he's been dynamic in this series, but defensively, he's been very ordinary, in my opinion. And he turned the puck over and then tried to hold up. And Jean Hebert was right there to gate him for interference. This is where you really need your power play here.
It is a Powerball power play. Carolina 0 for 2 tonight. One of them was a bridge, just 31 seconds.
Have the mindset like it's a tie hockey game right now. Not you're up 2-0.
Stahl was waved out of the circle. Aho took it. Sissons won it along the boards. And Cole Smith will clear this one. And it'll roll all the way back into the Hurricane zone. And Bussey will leave it there for Gostisbehere. 15 seconds have elapsed on this man advantage. Gostisbehere drops it back. Jarvis. He'll connect. He'll bounce off of Svechnikov from Carolina. Has to regroup and come up with another way into the Vegas zone. Jarvis dropped back here. Gostisbehere. He's got Ehlers at his left. Gostisbehere will take it in himself. He'll flip this for Aho. Aho works it around the boards. And a chance here for the Canes to set it up out in the high slot. Across. Oh, Carter Hart just committed highway robbery on Sebastian Aho. He had an empty net, and Hart got the glove to this one.
It all started because Nikolai Ehlers along the boards, he has that uncanny feel when to hold on to a puck and not panic and when to move it quickly. And he held on to it for half a second, got it to Gostisbehere, who put it right on a tee for Aho. Great save from Carter Hart with the glove.
And Vegas will win this defensive zone draw. And they'll flip this all the way back in the Hurricane zone where Nikishin will have to play it away from Howden. It takes its time to get to Stankoven. Howden, good pressure. Blake will lose it. And this will be knocked down, and you have to be aware of Brett Howden with 3 shorthanded goals this postseason. Howden with it now. Drops it for Marner. Back across looking for Howden, but that's too wide of the mark. Howden played away from Ehlers. Then Nikishin will give him a hard shoulder. And a loose puck scooped up by Taylor Hall. 40 seconds left. Carolina will get into the Vegas zone. Whipped across, trying to get it for Ehlers, but behind him, and Stone works it out. Stone has it taken away by Stankoven.
Yeah, that would have been a 2-on-1 had Stankoven not made that play at his own blue line or nullified a good shorthanded chance for Vegas.
Carolina will just flip this one in. Hart will catch it. He'll keep it moving. His pass knocked down, but it's knocked down with a high stick of Logan Stankoven. 18 seconds left on the power play, a minute 13 remaining in the second period.
Especially at this stage of the game, do not pass up shooting opportunities. Carolina passed up a quality shooting opportunity, 1 extra pass, 1 too many. Vegas forces a turnover with a good stick, and back go the Golden Knights with numbers shorthanded, and that's where Stankoven makes a really significant defensive play. I know it can be enticing to make that extra pass for a beautiful tally, but do not pass it up. Not only, because you're not getting a shot on goal, Mike, but it can lead immediately to offense the other way.
Well, 18 seconds left on the power play, and it's Stahl, Martinook, and Carrier here late in the period. And Stahl wins the draw back for Walker. Walker, he gains center ice. Whip this one around the Vegas zone. Carolina will get it in deep. Martinook plays it up along the boards. Going to be tied up there by Carrier. Stahl reaches in out of the box. Comes Rasmus Anderson. Now Martinook trying to play it away from Cole Smith, who's on his knee. Martinook will get to it. Off the boards, and Stahl sizes up Dowd. Stahl kicks that one. Trying to get it to Martinook. Vegas, they can get to it. 34 seconds left here in the period. Chipped into the Hurricane zone. Up the boards. Right back into the Vegas end. Theodore. And he'll give this to Dowd. 18 seconds left in the period.
Oh, Carter Hart just nullified icing. That would have been an offensive zone draw. That was a mental miscue. They're late from the Vegas goalie.
Now Eichel trying to get into the Kane zone. No room for Eichel. 2 seconds left in the period. 1. Theodore has it, and that is how the second period comes to a close. Carolina builds on their lead. It's 2-0 after 40.
Well, after Vegas, not even decisively, dominated second periods in games 1, 2, 3, and 4. The Hurricanes have turned the tides, and they have now won their second consecutive second period. Now it gives you an opportunity just to reset. But the biggest story of this second period and the second period when Svechnikov and Aho tallied Thursday in Game 5 is how the Hurricanes have reversed their fate in the middle period.
Well, coming up, Adam Gold has our intermission report. Look ahead to the third, look back on the second period. And the Canes are 20 minutes away from a place where they haven't been in 20 years. You're listening to Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. Carolina with a 2-0 lead after 2 periods over Vegas, and a closeout game for the Hurricanes here on the Canes Radio Network.
He's setting up the play at Penn Station East Coast Subs.
Can I get a 6-inch hot grilled Italian sub?
He shoots.
Should I grab a bag of chips?
Nope. All our subs come with fresh cut fries.
He scores!
Everybody wins at Penn Station East Coast Subs with hot grilled subs for pickup or delivery. Fresh cut fries. 5 convenient triangle locations. You're set up for a great meal any day when you do it the Penn Station way. Check out the menu and order online today at penn-station.com.
Hey, it's Adam Gold, and I am in studio with my friend Jeff Hoffman from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. So, front doors, that's the start of your house. You have a lot of options when it comes to doors.
Absolutely. Give us an opportunity to come out. We'll sit down with an iPad, actually develop the door for you. A couple different door styles or types to choose from, but then there's multiple styles that you can apply to that actual door. And of course, it's going to be installed by certified Provia installers.
800-672-4348, aluminumcompany.com.
Hey, Father's Day is coming up, and at Deep River Sporting Clays, we're celebrating the person you call Dad, or the one who's always been there for you. This Father's Day weekend, bring him out to Deep River Sporting Clays for some fresh air, great clay shooting, and some time well spent together. And when you do, he'll automatically be entered to win a Deep River membership and a $100 gift card. Because the best gifts aren't always things, they're memories made together. Visit DeepRiverSportingClays.com. Deep River Sporting Clays, more than just a place to shoot.
Adam Gold inside T-Mobile Arena. We are 40 minutes in, and the Hurricanes tacked on a goal to the lead. It was Jackson Blake, after his pressure at the blue line, created zone time. He and Logan Stankoven buzzing around like bees on honey, and ultimately Blake, it looked like the puck was deflected on the way in, and he scores. It's 2-0, and then really Carter Hart has saved. For all the talk we've heard about would Carter Hart be the goalie, would John Tortorella pull him in favor of Aiden Hill, who won a Stanley Cup 3 years ago? And the answer was an emphatic no. Carter Hart has saved Vegas here. This game could be 3 or 4-0. Sebastian Aho could have 2 goals. I thought Hart absolutely robbed Aho with about 5.5 left, and then he got over on a power play, Carolina's best chance on their last power play, a one-timer from below the right faceoff dot. Aho was denied as Hart got over and made a really athletic save. Hurricanes have been outstanding, and we're at Lenovo. By the way, in the period, we had a bussy, bussy, bussy chant, and you would have thought we were at Lenovo Center, but we could, if you want to hear Lenovo Center, let's bring it up, because Lenovo has been buzzing all game long as Caniacs, those who didn't come out here, are congregating at Lenovo as the Hurricanes are now 20 minutes away from winning a hockey game. And that's really all you need to do. That's the only way you need to think about it, is they're 20 minutes away from winning a hockey game. I don't know what happens if they win this game tonight. We'll have to figure that out as we get a little bit further on. But Hall in the first period, Blake in the second period, 2 points for Jackson Blake. Logan Stankoven with the assist on that goal. We'll come back and listen to highlights next.
Hey, Caniacs. As the official security partner of the Carolina Hurricanes, the local team at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses across the Research Triangle. Our families live here and contribute to our communities, so we have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/canes for a free home or business security assessment. That's vectorsecurity.com/canes.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available. Warranties include 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain and 5-year 60,000-mile basic. Warranties are limited. See retailer for details.
Ambition comes in all shapes and sizes. At First Citizens Bank, we're fit for your ambitions, whatever shape they may take. Whether you're planning for today or tomorrow, we've got the flexibility and know-how to help you reach your goals. Because we're built for what you're building. First Citizens Bank. Fit for your ambition. Learn more at firstcitizens.com/ambition.
All right, we got highlights here, second intermission, and as always, these highlights are brought to you by Spectrum. It's everything TV should be. It's only Spectrum. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com. All right, we get to it. Early in the period, Tomas Hertl, great chance out in front.
Stankoven creates a turnover. Blake in the slot. Oh, excellent play by Tomas Hertl. As Blake was thinking of fire, now possible 2-on-1. Coming through, Hertl drags, shoots, Bussy, all blocked out in front by Blake. Now second chance, long drive. That'll be Korzak. That's kicked away by Bussy.
Well, it looked like Blake did block it. Boy, he played that like a veteran defenseman, did Jackson Blake.
Tell you what, Carolina is getting everything. And Brandon Bussy, did you hear the Brandon Bussy chant? The Bussy, Bussy, Bussy chant? in the period. Incredible stuff. We go the other way. Jalen Chatfield with a chance.
Slavin.
No stick out.
Now it's Ehlers. He'll send it across. Chatfield drags it. That hits the post. Hit the post and ricocheted over the glass into the netting. You got the look you wanted, but Vegas survives that shift from Carolina and their top offensive threat, Jordan Stahl and company.
Probably a half an inch lower on the crossbar. It's bar down, and we're going to Chapmandu.
Now that would Chapmandu would be great. We need a town for Jackson Blake, though.
And now Stankoven with a turnover out in front for Blake. Still loose. Stankoven shot. Save Hart. Second chance for Stankoven. Save Hart. Now they went up to score! Jackson Blake in the slot. And it's 2-0. Carolina. Oh, Blake having a great postseason and puts the Canes up to a large 2-0 lead. 6:29 left in the second.
Yeah, that whole sequence started with Jackson Blake's keep-in at the blue line, and then he and Stankoven went to work. Speaking of going to work, we're going to talk things over with Walt Ruff next.
To us, every moment matters. Moments of quiet perseverance and loud celebrations. Starting moments and the moments that make us feel unstoppable. We're here to help you be present for them all. UNC Health is dedicated to getting you back to what you love. Faster, stronger, and healthier. Official healthcare provider of the Carolina Hurricanes.
For almost a decade, the Hurricanes have trusted their t-shirt needs with Cardinal Apparel. Carolina Hurricanes alumni Shane Willis here to tell you Cardinal Apparel has expanded and relocated to better serve their clients across the state. Formerly known as Raleigh Screen Print, Cardinal Apparel will produce high-quality screen printing while working directly with customers. Don't waste your time online trying to order through third-party vendors. Save money and time working with Cardinal Apparel. Visit cardinalapparel.com to start your order today.
Adam Gold inside T-Mobile Arena 2-0. Hurricanes with the lead through 40 minutes. Joined by Walt Ruff, Hurricanes.com content maestro, wizard of the keyboard. How you feel through 40? You like what you've seen so far?
I do. I feel good, and I think there's another level to get to, and I think that's pretty appropriate for where things are.
Yeah, and I think they're going to need that next level to close this out. I think Vegas will probably play their best period of the entire series coming up tonight. Let's talk about Jackson Blake, because in the first period, his back check created the whole sequence. Slavin to Hall, goal one. His keep-in at the blue line, which was under duress, creates the buzzing bees that were Stankoven and Blake. I mean, this is why the kid made the team before the season started last year.
Yeah, how far he has come, right? As you had mentioned, you can't help but think on a day like today when training camp rolled around last year, he was on the outside looking in. He earned himself a spot, and tonight's kind of been an encapsulation of his game, right? He is just a workhorse every single time he is on the ice. Never gives up on plays. That's what always impresses me the most. Yes, he does a great job of winning puck battles. He does a great job along the wall, even though he's a bit undersized for the position. But his effort defensively as well, you can tell he's just become so entrenched in what this team is trying to do culturally. When you do have the puck, when you don't have the puck, he is a great description of what it means to be brought through the Hurricanes. I can't really say system since he didn't play the American Hockey League, but he kind of just came in and made himself better.
Well, what's interesting is that while he's a completely different player than his father, right? I mean, Jason was just a rat, right? But he has some of those qualities, and you add that to the skill, and you get a player who's like, this is big time. Jackson Blake, last year in the playoffs, the moment looked like it was maybe a little much for him as a rookie. He looks anything but.
Man, and doesn't it make you think about what could be, right? He got the 8-year contract last summer, so we're going to see this young man theoretically get better and better and better. And, you know, Rod Brindamore loves that. You know, Eric Tolsky loves that, right? For the progress from year one to year two has been fantastic. And my, oh my, the places we may go by the end of that deal.
There's a There's a Dr. Seuss book coming, I believe. Did you hear the Bussy, Bussy, Bussy chant after the save on Hurdle?
I did. The Caniacs are great here tonight. I mean, I get it. It's a potential once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but, man, there's a lot of red here at T-Mobile Arena tonight.
Yeah, it was great. Now, and Bussy didn't have a ton to do in that period. There were some chances, no doubt about it, and Carolina's had to kill a penalty, but I've loved his game tonight. The second half of the first period is when I think he did his best work, and now we hope the moment doesn't grab him, to borrow from Tripp, because he's 20 minutes away from something I'm pretty sure he didn't anticipate sometime in September.
Yeah, what a conversation we're having here. We're first talking about a player who wasn't supposed to make the team last year, and now we're talking about a guy who was claimed, I believe, 4 days before the regular season started off of waivers. To your point, wasn't tasked with a lot that period, only 3 shots for Vegas. Obviously, the chance on Hurdle was the biggest one, but you're correct. That 3-save sequence he had when the Canes were shorthanded to end the first period was just remarkable, and he looked like he had settled into the game by that point, but if he hadn't, that surely solidified it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, Carolina's got to protect, I'm not saying protect him because he can handle himself, but they have to protect their end, and I believe, it's not like the first 5 minutes or the first 10 minutes. They just have to be on their details. That's something that they do very well.
Yes, they do, and it goes to their whole philosophy of how they entered tonight, and that's just treating it like another game. We don't hear very often Rod Brindamore talking about the team going on their heels, but at the same time, this is not the time and place for that, right? You got to play a simple game here, pucks in and out behind Vegas defense, and keep sticking with your forecheck, because the more... as cliche as it is, the more the puck is in the Vegas end, the faster that clock's going to run down. So that's what they're looking for here.
Carter Hart made 2 huge saves, both on Sebastian Aho to keep it 2-0.
He did. He had to settle into the game. I was talking to Canes development coach Peter Harold out in the hallway during the first, and he actually told me, he said, Hart's settling into the game, and I don't know that that's good for us, obviously. And you're right. I know that Canes added to their lead, but he certainly made a couple big saves.
I think we need one more. That's what I think. I think we need one more. I'll be very happy if we can get one more. All right? And you're responsible for it, Walt.
Okay.
Walt Ruff, Hurricanes.com content maestro, wizard of the keyboards. I'll see you sometime next week.
See you then.
You got it. All right, we'll hit a break and we'll come back, give you some numbers from the second period after these words from your local stations on the Carolina Hurricanes Radio Network.
Need reliable emergency pool phones? Score big with Southeast Telephone Service, your Triangle leader in code-compliant pool phones. Don't risk getting shut down this season. Right now, grab our playoffs promo. Wireless 4G LTE emergency pool phones. Just $250 for equipment, plus $19.99 per month. Code-compliant, dependable, easy self-install. Visit southeasttelephone.net/hockey and lock in this limited-time deal. Stay compliant, stay connected, and stay open with Southeast Telephone Service.
Canes hockey is back, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your Canes on the ice. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside, official hard tea and lemonade of the Carolina Hurricanes. Sold in arena and at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Adam Gold inside T-Mobile Arena. Jackson Blake 7th from Logan Stankoven at 13:31 of the second has made it 2-0 Carolina. They outshoot the Golden Knights 8-3 in the period. Held Vegas to just 10 shot attempts for the entire period. And now comes the longest 20 minutes of your life as the Hurricanes try to build on what they have done. It's not protect a 2-goal lead. It's build on a 2-goal lead. There's a game to be won. Whatever ramifications there are of winning this game don't really matter as much as the game itself. And that's the way they will approach the third period. I am Adam Gold. Mike Maniscalco and Tripp Tracy are going to take you into the third period. Carolina, 20 minutes away from winning their 4th hockey game of this series, and that is what they're looking to do. I will come back, and I will see you guys after the game. Mike and Tripp will take it from here. I am Adam Gold. We'll see you later.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Your Harris Teeter grocery haul can earn you savings on gas with our fuel points. Earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend when you shop with your Vic card on your favorite products, fresh produce, and organic brands. Track your fuel points in the Harris Teeter app and redeem your points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. The more you shop, the more points you earn. It's like getting gas money just for shopping like you normally do. Click to learn more. Harris Teeter, in food with love.
Hurricanes fans, the future of entertainment is coming to Raleigh, and Lenovo is helping lead the way. Lenovo Center is home to the Carolina Hurricanes and the starting point for a highly anticipated entertainment district where technology, food, and fun will converge. As your North Carolina neighbor, for 2 decades, Lenovo is powering the fan experience every step of the way. Join us for a Canes game this season. We'll see you there. 20 minutes away for the Carolina Hurricanes with a 2-0 lead after 2 periods here in game number 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. Carolina trying to close out the Vegas Golden Knights here at T-Mobile Arena. But this might be the longest period of anybody's life, Trip Tracy, as the Canes. They got to know Vegas is going to have a push.
Yeah, and I think the reminders are for Rod Brindamore in the intermission. Remember how you played the 3rd period in Game 5 on Thursday with a 2-goal lead. You didn't sit back. You know, you really went to work with your forecheck. Now you happen to draw a double minor for high sticking, and then your power play really helped you out when Svechnikov got his 2nd power play tally. But you cannot sit back because this thing could turn in a millisecond. That's what the reminder's got to be.
We've seen that in this series. When you think one team is down and out, they find a way to get off of the canvas. Right now, the Canes are looking to deliver the knockout punch. As this period's underway, Vegas with it at center ice. They'll wrap this one around the Cane zone. Miller will get to it. Batted up the boards. Nice play by Martinook. He'll feed Aho. Aho tries to make a move around Eichel, but cuts off Sebastian Aho, and Theodore makes the play. Vegas trying to clear. Eichel lazy with the puck. And a good job here as Hall knocks it into the corner. Theodore goes up the middle of the rink. Chatfield slows it down. Puck to Slavin. Slavin, angle pass. It'll be carried in by Blake. He'll get it in deep. He'll turn. Stankoven. He'll bump into Rasmus Anderson. Hurdle leaves this one out for Stone. Stone makes a move, drifts across. Oh, great play by Jacob Slavin, denying the pass. What a play. And the Canes will ice it, but they'll take it after another sensational defensive play by Jacob Slavin.
I said it in the 2nd period. He has saved his best performance in these Stanley Cup playoffs for tonight. I mean, how many Slavin-stylish defensive plays has he made in this game? Like, could have saved goals. Certainly at least 3, and I'd probably take the over. Just made another one as Stone was trying to pass that puck through him.
Now, defensive zone draw. Stankoven. He'll get some help from Chatfield and Slavin. Carolina changes their forward groups. Vegas will have Riley Smith. Thinks this one into the Cane zone. And now Walker, it'll come to the side of the net as he was pestered. Good play by Howden. Carolina trying to clear. Up in the corner, Aho. Brings it hard to the point, but Rasmus Anderson fed it deep. Carolina, though, first one to it. Good play there by Aho, and then Martinook will get it out.
Aho has been a determined Hurricane defensively tonight. I'd say it's been his best defensive game of the postseason.
Now Bussey moves it up to Miller. Jankowski can fling this one to center, but no further. Vegas sends it right back in. 2 minutes gone by here in the 3rd period. Carolina on goals by Hall and Blake. Have a 2-0 lead here in Game 6, and now this puck flipped in deep. Carrier got to it. He wanted to bound it and leave it there for Eric Robinson on his 31st birthday, but cut off by McNabb. And his chip in goes off of a body. And Carolina can possess the puck. Nikishin with a long pass. That's going to be deflected. Out of play by Carrier just outside the Vegas blue line, so that's where the draw will remain.
Yeah, Jordan Stahl heads out onto the ice, and I can say now that aside from Jordan's parents, Henry and Linda Stahl, being here, you and I saw them going for a walk in the morning here in Vegas before Game 4. His brother Eric, Stanley Cup champion with the Hurricanes in 2006. Siren sounder in Game 1. Eric is in the building to watch his brother as well.
Stahl will take the draw. Ehlers to his left. Jarvis to his right in Carolina. Moving left to right on your radio dial here in this third period of Game 6. And your iPhone, tablet, or whatever smart device you're consuming this game on. Vegas will get this into the Kane zone. Bussey wants to move it around the boards. It'll be kept in by Stone. But Vegas in the middle of a change, so Carolina trying to clear, and they can't do it. Good keep in by Stone, the captain of the Knights. Now a shot, Barbashev, saved by Bussey. Rebound comes where Anderson will get to it. Sending it up for Sissons, all the way to the blue line, kept in. Goes on with a shot. That's blocked out in front by Jarvis. Stone keeps it in at the right point. He'll go across for Lausanne. Knocked away by Ehlers. Can Ehlers get to it? He'll send it across. Jarvis, he's got one man to beat. Jarvis snaps his shot, and Hart makes the save and then pounces on the rebound.
Boy, Jarvis almost... I thought he should have been. Stahl should have won this, Selke, but I thought he should have been in the conversation. He just almost proved why. Huge shot block defensively, and then used the Vegas defenseman, Rasmus Anderson, as a screen, and really forced Carter Hart to locate that puck on the blocker side. Huge block from Jarvis because that was a rare turnover from Slavin on what should have been a clear. Bussey made a save, and then Jarvis came up with that big block before the chance the other way.
Aho out for the offensive zone draw against Eichel. The linesman talking it over. They'll drop the puck. Aho wins it in possession. Tight turn down the right wing boards. He's got a backhand that goes through the blue paint of Carter Hart. He's wanted to go deep, but Shea Theodore will get to it. He'll send this up. Eichel doing a bit of cherry picking. No icing as he'll get there. But Carolina will take the puck away from Jack Eichel, and out over the blue line it goes. McNabb, he drops it back. And it's Pavel Dorofeev. He'll leave it for Eichel. Eichel's pass goes through the legs of Sean Walker. Bussey tries to slow it down. Can't get some help there from Miller. Miller's pass too far for Walker. Not far enough because Blake was there. He'll clear it, but too far. It'll be icing on Carolina. 15:59 remaining here in the third period. 2-0. Canes up in a closeout game with a Stanley Cup on the line for Carolina.
Yeah, you're a little bit into that. Hold on to that skipper steering wheel on Gilligan's Island right now. You still have to have the courage to make plays. And Jackson Blake had the ability to make a play within his own end, and he made the hard play leading to this icing.
Face off.
That's what Ehlers does so well. Is he'll hold on to pucks when he feels it's beneficial.
Well, I'm hoping this is a better 3-hour tour than the folks on the SS Minnow. As Carolina has a 2-0 lead here with a little bit more than 4 minutes and 20 seconds gone by in this third period, and a 2-0 lead for the Hurricanes. And now Keandre Miller will fish this out in his own zone. Aerial flip to center ice. Knocked down by Theodore. He'll advance it to center ice. Carolina waits for it. Sent back into the Golden Knights end. Stankoven was given a hit. He'll make his way to the Canes bench. Of course, he's not afraid to go find his pound of flesh if he has to. And now Vegas clears their zone. Jankowski will flip it in. It takes a bounce, and McNabb has to play it around the boards. Getting to it first. Chance for Carrier. Vegas with another chance to clear. This one makes it to the Canes blue line. Chatfield. Excellent play, taking away time and space. Jalen Chatfield with it now. He'll send this through center ice. Diving effort to get a touch and clear it. Now will be at center ice or icing. Nope, it will be at center ice. What a play by Will Carrier.
Well, that's the second time in this period where you've made sure to get a stick on what would have been an ice puck. And you've gotten so far underneath it, it's gone into the netting above the glass in the Vegas zone. Logan Stankoven, you mentioned it. He received a hit away from the play.
Yeah.
I don't think he was happy about it. Head trainer Doug Bennett's looking at him right now, but hey, you just pay the price. Nobody does it better, and you move on if you're Logan Stankoven. It looks like he's okay.
Carolina will get this in deep. Stahl has a hit for Lausanne. Able to move it out to center ice. Chatfield knocks it away from Stone. Right to Stahl. Slavin across for Ehlers in the Canes' end. His aerial pass. It'll be Jarvis takes a monster hit from Hertl, but Stahl is going to chase after it. Stahl got his stick held up there for a moment. And play there by Korzak. And now Korzak looks to clear. Kept in. Good play by Slavin. And Vegas. Wait to break out. McNabb with it. He goes across the ice. Shots 17, Carolina 15 for Vegas. Carolina's got a tag up as Miller flips this back in. McNabb moves it away from Svechnikov. Up the boards, Miller will take this one away, fighting for it at the Canes' blue line. And this will be a pop. That Bussey gets to it, keeps it moving on Dowd. Now back out in front, and this time Bussey will get the whistle with Dowd in front. Little extracurriculars, but nothing to come out of it. 13:43 left in the third period. Game number 6 of the Stanley Cup final. Carolina, with a win, will bring the Stanley Cup back to Raleigh. But a long way to go in this one. You're listening to the Stanley Cup playoffs here on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
It's back. We've been waiting. I love that honey pepper pimento sandwich.
And that pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle-dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. High five, girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
The best way to follow the Stanley Cup playoffs is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game of every series. Behind-the-scenes playoff content you won't get anywhere else. The most NHL Edge advanced stats, keeping you up to date from round 1 through the Stanley Cup final. When it comes to following the playoffs, don't settle for anything less. The Stanley Cup playoffs are better on the NHL app.
Hockey's not just a game. It's a clash of sticks. It's sprays of ice and crazy saves. It's slap shots and the scrape of blades. It's an endless series of touch-and-go moments that make you feel alive. Through the highs and lows, you march your way down the long road to the playoffs alongside your team, with your jersey on and your heart on your sleeve, because they couldn't do it without you. And when you're there for your team, the NHL Store is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLShop.com. A Fanatics experience.
In a world where AI is changing how people search and discover online, Walk West helps businesses get seen, heard, and cited. For more information about AI adoption and growth consultation services, visit walkwest.com. We're out west here in Vegas alongside Trip Tracy. Mike Maniscalco here on your Hurricanes Radio Network. 13:43 left in the third. A 2-0 lead for Carolina here in Game 6. A closeout game for the Hurricanes, Trip.
Now you break it into segments. You've gotten through the first 5-minute segment playing exactly the way you've got to play. Nothing for free.
Face-off in the Canes zone, won by Vegas. Marner with it. Trying to get a shot through that. It's blocked out in front. Jarvis, he'll come away with a puck.
Slavin helped out again.
Now Jarvis turns on the speed, gets loose. Hart makes the save. Puck still there. Kept in inside the blue line. Slavin, he'll look this one off. Side of the net. Stahl tries to get to it. Howden on the loose puck. This one comes free. Stone turns. Leaves it for Theodore.
Marner was just going to fire, and Slavin, huge block. Boy, Vegas is getting away with some liberties right now. Chatfield just got smacked away from the puck, but the Hurricanes, they're just moving on.
It's Howden who clipped him. Carolina will get this in deep. And finishing the hit is Martinuk on Theodore. And he'll take a run at Dorofeev, but Vegas with the puck. They'll move it in the Canes zone way offside. There's Jack Eichel. Now a giveaway here by Miller. And a chance, Barbashev, and Aho with a great defensive play.
That's a microcosm for Aho's whole defensive night.
Aho took away the time and space of Jack Eichel. And now 12 minutes, 25 seconds left here in the third period. Barbashev into the Kane zone, off the boards. Slapped around by Dorofeev. It'll be settled here behind the net of Bussy. Sissons with it. That'll be taken away. And Blake plays it up for Hall. Into the Vegas zone. Taylor Hall stops at the left face-off circle. Behind the boards. Side of the net now for Stankoven. He'll play it back to the point. Gostisbehere will keep it in. Across for Nikishin. Nikishin lets that go. Blocked by Dorofeev. Stankoven, his centering attempt. That'll be knocked down. Hurdle with it. Hurdle leaves it back. A chance for Korzak. He will just hammer this one into the Kane zone. Icing on Vegas. 11:40 remaining here in the third period. 2-0 Hurricanes lead.
And when Rod Brindamore is the only coach that can change off of icing, no hesitation. He goes right to his fourth line that has been a huge part of his playoff success, who he has implicit trust in. You cannot compete for the Stanley Cup if you are not 4 lines deep. And the Hurricanes are in spades.
Offensive zone draw for Carolina. Jankowski wins it back. Carrier will play it around the boards. Robinson at Korzak, but Korzak will move it. He's lined up in by Jankowski. Good clean check there by the Kane centerman. Right back into the Vegas zone. Golden Knights flip this one free for Riley Smith. Smith with a backhand into the corner to the left of Bussy. Chatfield fake the hard rim with a soft wrister around the boards. Helped by Jankowski. Taken out by Robinson. And now a penalty is going to come up to Carolina as Dowd taken down by Robinson. And a power play coming Vegas' way with 11:11 left here in this third period.
Are they going to call a high stick? Let's wait for the announcement.
Carolina penalty number 50, 2 minutes high sticking.
That was a follow through. You know, Robinson is playing the puck along the wall just outside his own blue line. He's playing it on his backhand and follows through and clips Nick Dowd. You knew you were going to have to kill one off. I was hoping it wouldn't be a freebie. That was a follow through. Doesn't matter. You got to kill it off.
The second time tonight, Vegas goes to the man advantage. So good in the postseason until this series. 21.3% overall. And this one just 13.3 in Carolina.
And Stahl wins another penalty-killing face-off to start an opposing power play.
It's what he does.
On his tougher face-off side.
Now it's dropped back for Eichel. Eichel, rink wide for Dorofeev. Top of the left circle. Marner will fight this one and bat it to Eichel. Now back to Marner. Hurdle, Dorofeev, Marner. Eichel shot. Fans on it. Martinook was in front of him anyway. And now Martinook is going to get to the puck because of the great work by Jalen Chatfield on Mark Stone. 1:15 left on the kill. Out come Aho and Jarvis.
And they might get something shorthanded. They're not looking for it, but they might.
Eichel. He'll drag this one into the Kane zone. He'll go deep with it around the boards for Brett Howden. Howden tries to play it in the corner. He'll get it back. Marner, Howden, they'll exchange. Into the slot, Hurdle. Back from Marner. Marner, he's got room. Marner's loose. He'll go behind the net of Bussy. Marner out for Eichel. Sent back across and a little slap pass, and they can't connect with Stone.
No stick for Bussy.
Kept in here now by Marner at the right point, by Eichel at the right point. Side of the net for Stone. It's going to be a pass that finds Howden. Marner clips it for Eichel. Eichel loses it to Jarvis. Jarvis can't clear. Hurdle still has it. Body's flying. Marner keeps it in. 20 seconds left. Out in front. Eichel shoots, and he misses. He had Bussy down, and Eichel misses. Oh!
Why'd they blow the whistle?
Unless it deflected out of play off the crossbar. 16 seconds left in the kill.
I'll tell you, even though that's a bounce, Bussy without a stick got over. And so Eichel down on really both knees on that one-timer that he practices at the end of every warm-up. He knew he was going to have to go bar down because Bossy got over like he did. Jarvis and Aho had every chance to clear the puck. Give the Golden Knights credit. They kept it in.
I think that might have chipped his mask to the crossbar. Still work to be done on the kill. Vegas will keep it in. It's a chance here now for Bowman. Braden Bowman now for Rasmus Andersson. Centering attempt. Chatfield to it, and he'll clear it. And out of the box comes Robinson. And the Kane penalty killers do the job. 9 minutes left here in the third period. A chance here for Vegas as the puck works its way into the Hurricane zone. And a shove on Barbashev by Nikishin. McNabb, he loses it to Stankoven. Now it's flipped out, and Blake's going to race after it into the Vegas zone. Blake will get there. Avoids the hit, works it around Dowd. He'll spin away, but then give it away for Blake. Blake with a turnover, his high shot. Save made by Hart. Borzak with it now. Chipped up along the board. Sissons. He tries to clear, not out. Blake with another good play. More time coming off the clock here at T-Mobile Arena. Vegas will send this into the Hurricane zone. Walker across for Keandre Miller. They'll play catch. Walker will get it right back. Over center ice. He'll send it back into the Vegas zone.
And the Vegas defense is going to start to gamble. Be ready for it.
Now Robinson with it. He'll play it to Jankowski behind the net. Jankowski. Watch there by Riley. Watch there by Hannafin. Now up the board, Stone. To Rasmus Andersson. He'll just clear it. No further. And Carrier wanted to get it deep. Not as deep as he wanted to. Canes can change some pieces, but Carrier still on the ice. Now he'll head to the bench.
Carrier hurt in game 3. He's come back, and he has done typical Will Carrier things. That would have been a huge loss.
Theodore out for Howden. Howden will get this in deep. Vegas. The crowd trying to get him in. Riley Smith into the Kane zone. Going to be swept at by Theodore to the other side of the rink. Kept in at the right point by Hurdle. Hurdle finds Howden. The goal line extend to the right of Bussy. Now back up. Theodore's shot. That bounces off the end boards.
That's the same end boards that ended game 3. Wow, is it explosive. It's like a trampoline in that one spot. And that was Shea Theodore again.
Well, he knows it's there. And so do the Canes. And that one, they'll survive as the puck goes all the way back into the Vegas zone. And a breakout here. Eichel into the Canes end. Watched by Jarvis. Eichel centering attempt. Walker and Bussy are there. Can't clear. Kept in at the point. Now sent back into the corner. Vegas in possession. Eichel taking a couple of hard shoves there from Miller. Walker gets it out. And now here's a chance. Going after it with speed is Ehlers. Ehlers, he's entangled with Korzak. Then Lausanne runs into Ehlers. And Vegas will flip this one past Slavin. Slavin's got a race for it. And they're going to call icing on Vegas with 6:10 remaining here in the third period in Game 6. A 2-0 lead for Carolina.
Boy, Ehlers, I mean, that hit came from a distance, and he just took it and moved on. I mean, one might argue Vegas is getting away with a real benefit of the doubt physically in this period. Doesn't matter. You got to have the mental and physical toughness to take it and move on.
Face off to the left of Hart. Vegas wins it. They'll move it out to center ice. Chipped out there. Good play by Nikishin, and Hall comes back to get it. Hall looks for Stankoven. He'll miss him, but it'll roll all the way to Carter Hart. He'll leave it for Theodore. You got to think the bench is extremely short for John Tortorella and the Golden Knights now. Stankoven with it. He goes cross corner. Hall dips the shoulder on Anderson. He'll work it around the boards. Stankoven with it. He'll play it. Chance for Robinson. Robinson, he and Barbashev meet for it. Walker jumps in to keep this deep.
I love that he jumped in like he did. That's the way you play the game. Don't be passive. Sean Walker wasn't.
He is not passive at all. And Vegas with the puck. How now it works its way. Dorofeev, and another save by Bussy, and he'll cover up the rebound.
Boy, he has made some stops on Dorofeev, who scored Vegas' only 2 goals in Game 5.
Oh, dear Bussy. The bus drivers made all the stops again here tonight. 5:16 left in the third period. Carolina 2-0 on top of Vegas. 1 win away from the Stanley Cup. It's Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Mike Maniscalco here, and I'm hanging out with my good friend Paul Auclair, the owner of Deep River Brewing Company and proud sponsor of your Carolina Hurricanes. Paul, tell us a little bit about Deep River Brewing Company.
Deep River Brewing Company is located at 700 West Main Street in historic downtown Clayton, North Carolina. Our brewery and tap room are open Wednesday through Sunday. We have 12 beers on tap and food trucks on site daily.
And you can find Deep River beer at local bottle shops, restaurants, and grocery stores. If you don't find Deep River at your local watering hole, make sure to ask for it by name. And remember, drink local.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Hey, Caniacs! As the official security partner of the Carolina Hurricanes, the local team at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses across the Research Triangle. Our families live here and contribute to our communities, so we have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/Canes for a free home or business security assessment. That's vectorsecurity.com/Canes.
Well, attention Canes fans, when Carolina wins a road game, you win big with Alpaca Chicken. Celebrate every Canes road win with a buy one, get one free entree from Alpaca Chicken. To claim your BOGO, download the Alpaca app, register and redeem your BOGO entree the day after a Canes road win. Alpaca Chicken, where every win tastes better. Download the app now.
You know, Mike, as you mentioned, John Tortorella will shorten his bench now to get his offensive guys out as much as possible. But so too will Rod Brindamore. He's thinking, you know, how much can I get the Jordan Staal line on the ice here in the final 5 minutes and 16 seconds. It's probably, you know, you're thinking 2.5 minutes from now that John Tortorella, if this score stays the same, would start thinking about lifting Carter Hart. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps.
Staal against Eichel again. Miller will find the loose puck, and Ehlers can bat this one to the Vegas blue line. Jarvis trying to create a turnover, but Vegas calm on it. We'll work this one for Eichel. And wrap this one around the Kane zone. Spit out in front of the net and promptly sent all the way down. It will miss Hart's net. So icing on the Hurricanes with 4:53 left here in this third period.
That one just spindled wide. You know, you got the bounce where the puck hits something in the defensive zone when Ehlers, empty netter in Game 4, went from being nowhere close to the net to hitting the back of the net. Staal against Hertl in this draw. This is right about the time Staal uses his skate to win it.
To the right of Brandon Bussey, a 2-0 lead for Carolina. But Vegas will come up with a loose puck. Stone to Theodore across the ice. This shot gets out in front, doesn't find its way home. Miller was there with Eichel in front. Kept in again here by Vegas. This shot fronted, and it'll be cleared here. A great job by Jarvis to pick up the loose puck and calmly play it to the Vegas end.
Huge defensive period from Jarvis.
Now Hertl, he'll drop this one back. Selling out to make the play, and knocking this one away is Nikolai Ehlers. He was on his knees and had a clearing pass all the way down into the Vegas zone.
He was never used in late period situations in Winnipeg. Rod Brindamore has with regularity. And Ehlers has delivered the goods. Now icing to Vegas. You know, I saw Nikolai Ehlers' parents and his sister, whose name is Caroline. So it's only fitting that he's a Carolina Hurricane. And that means so much to him, that Rod uses him, you know, when he's got a lead late. And that's where Ehlers' hockey IQ, his feel, his no-panic nature can be impactful defensively just as it has been offensively.
Face-off to the right of Carter Hart. Aho will take it against Tomas Hertl. 4:10 left in the third period. 4:10 to the Stanley Cup for Carolina here in Game 6. Vegas wins the draw. Howden into the Kane zone. He'll drop it. That shot put right on, fended off by Bussey. Anderson, he'll keep it in for Vegas into the corner. Slavin with a chance to clear. Kept in by Vegas. Behind the net, Howden. Howden back up top, Anderson. He'll go right back for Howden. He'll turn. His shot blocked by Chatfield. Long drive by Dorofeev, and that's kicked away by Bussey. Now Martinuk trying to clear. Dorofeev kept it in, then lost it. Aho able to bat this one to the Vegas blue line.
You got to think John Tortorella's getting up on his base, already standing up. I think as soon as Vegas advances it, out comes Carter Hart.
3:20 left here in the third period. Hall picks off the Vegas pass at center ice. Rims back around. Worked here for Hanifin. He'll give it to Theodore. Back to Noah Hanifin. Now Eichel. Hart drifting out of his crease. Eichel in the Kane zone. Hart makes his way to the bench. Empty net for Vegas. Extra attacker. Theodore puts it out in front. Bussey gets to it. Still loose side of the net. He had it, couldn't cover it. Empty net again. Hertl shot. That's going to be blocked. Blocked by Blake. Blake wanted to go deep with it. Good job by Theodore to take it away from the Canes winger.
That's got a great ring to it. Blocked by Blake.
Now knocked down at the Canes blue line to Ehlers. He'll get it to Eichel. Eichel, little high flip. Bussey gets a shoulder to it. Miller in the corner. Plays it along the boards. Deflected back. Long drive. Bussey with a save. Rebound out in front. Bussey. Oh, damn. Bussey. Tomas Hertl looks to the ground in dejection. And Brandon Bussey. Another stop for the driver.
The driver makes ridiculous saves even when he's on his arse. He made the first save with his glove, and so now he's in a position goaltenders don't want to be in, on the arse, and makes the save with rebound control.
Well,
I didn't know we had another commercial break, but take us to it. Then
you catch your breath and get off of your arse and get ready for the final 2:21 as Carolina, a 2-0 lead. 2 minutes and 21 seconds away from the Stanley Cup. Here, it's game number 6 of the Stanley Cup Final on the Hurricanes Radio Network.
Hear that? That's the sound of digital instants from the North Carolina Education Lottery. With instant wins, progressive jackpots, and bonus games right from your phone. It's non-stop chances to win like you've never seen or heard before.
Oh, yeah! Big money!
Visit nclottery.com to get in on the action. Must be 18 to play. See prize and odds charts at nclottery.com/digital-instants for details. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
When you drive a vehicle so reliable it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Visit your local Kia dealer today to see what you're capable of in a vehicle that inspires confidence around every corner. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available. Warranties include 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain and 5-year, 60,000-mile basic. Warranties are limited. See retailer for details.
Ambition comes in all shapes and sizes. At First Citizens Bank, we're fit for your ambitions, whatever shape they may take. Whether you're planning for today or tomorrow, we've got the flexibility and know-how to help you reach your goals. Because we're built for what you're building. First Citizens Bank. Fit for your ambition. Learn more at firstcitizens.com/ambition.
2:21 left here in the third period. Carolina, a 2-0 lead over Vegas. Here in game number 6. Carolina 2:21 away from their second Stanley Cup championship. And their captain, Jordan Staal, wins the draw. Empty net, other end of the rink for Vegas. This puck knocked down, they're going to say offside, was Mark Jankowski.
Oh, they're going to call an intentional offside. This is a huge break for Vegas. Jankowski was trying to knock it down to avoid icing. He was slightly offside. So immediately I'm hoping for a neutral zone draw. So now the faceoff flips to the other side. Jordan Staal has been, and this is rare for any centerman, Rod Brindamore could do this, excel in both face-off dots.
Stahl against Hurdle. Played back to the point. Vegas will win the draw. Sent down low. Eichel with it now. Left wing boards. Shot by Theodore. Hammered, and there's that lively end board. It'll be kept alive by Dorothea. Extra attacker again for Vegas. Empty net. Carolina in the lead. Out in front. It'll work his way across. Eichel's there. Bussy gets across on Stone. Jankowski to it.
What
into
a
the
save.
corner. He's made a bunch of those here in this third period. 1:45 left. Loose puck. Chatfield. He will close in on Dorothea. Vegas able to keep it in. Marner behind the net of Brandon Bussy. Marner looking for an outlet. 1:35 to go. Now a chance. That shot blocked out in front. Oh, what a job by Seth Jarvis. He'll ice it. Who cares? Puck coming back into the Kane zone. 1:25 away from the Stanley Cup.
John Tortorella's got a decision to make, Mike, because his offensive guys are tired. He's the only coach that can call a timeout. I think he's going to do it, but he's going to. He just signaled. Yep. This is a break. I don't know if I would have done that.
Las Vegas 30-second timeout.
Of course, Carolina can't change. If he had a few more guys that he could go to, because fatigue would have been a massive issue for the Hurricanes. Bussy continues to make huge saves. But have you ever seen a better period from the Hurricanes with everything on the line of fronting shots, blocking shots, like an accordion, all areas of the defensive zone, just paying the price, and paying the price again.
Well, it's what we have come accustomed to from this team, doing whatever it takes to find a way to get a win. Heading into this period, shots were 16-14 in favor of Carolina. It's now 22-21 in favor of Vegas, but the only stat that matters right now is 2-0 Carolina with 1:25 to go here in the third. Taylor Hall, Jackson Blake, each with their 7th of this postseason. In Carolina, 85 seconds away from winning the hardest trophy in sports to bring home. Face off to the right of Bussy. Stahl wins it away from Hurdle. Can they clear? Jankowski finds room and sends it over the blue line. Vegas has to reload. This one is sent around the boards and offside are the Golden Knights with 1:13 remaining here in this third period.
Carolina narrowly avoided too many men on the ice because even with that Vegas timeout, guys were still taxed. So as soon as that puck got out for Mark Jankowski, everybody scurried to the bench. So that's a very fortunate offside. Carolina got the change they needed, but by a whisker to avoid a too many men on the ice infraction.
Now the face-off at center ice. Net still empty for Vegas. And now here's a turnover. A chance for Ehlers. Bingo! 3-0 Carolina. And you can start to polish the Stanley Cup. The Canes right now are 68 seconds away from winning their second NHL title.
Wow! As Ehlers celebrates coming back to the bench with both arms. This is awaiting teammates. Still not in a totally joyous state, but you're pretty close to it. Wow! After Carolina off of that icing, found a way to get the puck out, got a change, forced a turnover in the neutral zone, and Ehlers buried it. Second empty netter this series.
1 minute remaining here in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. Vegas not going away. Anderson with a shot. That goes over the top of Bussy's net. Hanifin tries to center it. 50 seconds to go. Carter Hart stays in the net for Vegas. So no extra attacker. 40 seconds left here in the third period. Carolina this close to the Stanley Cup. Slavin to the loose puck. Pawed down. Opportunity here. Another chance. Svechnikov gets the shot. Hart makes the save. 20 seconds to go. 8 years ago when Rod Brind'Amour was hired to be the head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes. He said the mission was to be the best team in the NHL. 5 seconds away. Played out, and the Carolina Hurricanes are the best team in the NHL. They won the 2026 Stanley Cup. It's yours, Carolina, and it's coming back to North Carolina. The Stanley Cup. We got a passenger on the plane tomorrow, and the Hurricanes are world champions.
Pinch me so I know this is real, and just not the perfect dream.
Your dream's a reality, Trip Tracy. The Canes are the champions of the National Hockey League.
Wow, what a group of legends. They will walk together as legendary brothers for the rest of their lives. The best coach in hockey that hoisted the cup 20 years ago. He knew that hoisting that cup would change the lives of the guys that he led. And he wanted it so badly for the group that he coaches, because he wanted their lives to change, and they're going to. I can't believe it. And this is the way. I mean, you couldn't have played a better closeout game, Mike. You couldn't have played it better.
Brandon Bussey, in his third playoff start, all 3 games in the Stanley Cup final, he shuts out Vegas with a little help from his friends. But the Carolina Hurricanes, story after story that was written this year. Brandon Bussey with the shutout. How fitting is that with where this year started, that Brandon Bussey is in the net in a 3-0 game, and the Carolina Hurricanes are going to get to lift the Stanley Cup in just a few minutes. The hugs going on the ice right in front of where Tripp and I are broadcasting from.
Yeah, this is where you want to get out to that line to be gracious to Vegas, and a hug between Jordan Staal and Rod Brind'Amour. I'll never forget Rod Brind'Amour. Who would? As great of a cup lift as there's ever been from Commissioner Gary Bettman in 2006, and we're about to see another great one. As a matter of fact, one of the other great ones was Ovechkin in this building. Congratulations to the Vegas Golden Knights as the handshakes begin. The Hurricanes do a great job of pausing the celebration because, allow Vegas, who had a tremendous playoff push, to get through this great honored tradition in sports, unique to the National Hockey League, and then they can obviously adjourn back to their locker room, and because it's more difficult to get all the way to the final and lose. So gracious by the Hurricanes. Would it be any different for Brandon Bussey? The thing is about tonight for him, he looked unbeatable.
Yeah.
He looked unbeatable. It took absolutely everybody. I am going to mention that I thought Jacob Slavin saved his best game of the playoffs, as he is in the most rarefied air of winning a gold medal in the Olympics in the same season, hoisting the Stanley Cup, which he will do momentarily.
Only one other Team USA player accomplished that feat, the great Ken Morrow with the New York Islanders, and he was part of the Miracle on Ice team. This wasn't a miracle. This has been building for Carolina. There had been some heartbreaks. There had been some tough losses. But this group and how they were put together and coached. And Tripp, as you know, they demanded every single day your very best. And that's what this team delivers here. A 3-0 win in Game 6. And they're rolling out the carpet because Lord Stanley is about to make a visit to T-Mobile Arena.
Well, you talked it into existence, Mike, because after the Eastern Conference win against Montreal, you said Lord Stanley's coming to Raleigh. Well done, you legend.
Oh.
And, you know, I think it's right, Pryor. There's so many deserving candidates, but I want to see that Conn Smythe go to Jordan Staal. With his mom and dad here, his brother Eric, who led the playoffs in scoring, and the Hurricanes won the Cup 20 years ago. None of these guys are going to care who gets that trophy.
Nope.
But I have dreamt of seeing the Carolina Hurricanes lift what they're about to lift for 20 years. After I saw Rod Brind'Amour lift it in Raleigh, and if I had one hope, I would have taken it anywhere. I wanted to see it here on the road because I want to see that Stanley Cup on the plane tomorrow before the huge Caniac Nation, who's unbelievably well represented here, by the way. Unbelievably well represented here. This is just the best.
Well, make some room on the plane, because we've got a 34.5-pound passenger that's coming back to Carolina with us tomorrow. While we get the moment, thanks to Ray Regal, our engineer here in the booth, keeping us hydrated here in the desert, and Rusty Helzer back at Master Control, who's always there as the Canes.
I want to thank you, too, because I had a fever hit me like no other when I got back home after Game 5 Thursday night, to the point where I almost didn't travel here yesterday, to be completely honest, and you just positive reinforcement aside from medications that are all within the framework of
all over the counter,
yes. But I just, I can't believe this. I mean, this is amazing.
If I may, I'm just so happy you're here in the booth to call this. Nobody bleeds Hurricane red the way that you do. Nobody. And for you to watch this and have a voice of it, and all of the body checks through the postseason.
Well, the only reason
and the ripped.
Oh, they're doing a surge.
We're getting, for the first time on the road, the Carolina Hurricanes are delivering a Stanley Cup winning storm surge.
Wow.
What a group of guys. What a team. What a coaching staff.
You know, I'm looking out at video coach who's been around since Greensboro. He's not a video coach. He's an assistant coach. Chris, the Sheriff Huffine. Would you be where you're at if he wasn't the maestro of all challenges?
No. And we are counting down the minutes until the Stanley Cup makes its way out here.
I've always said Carolina's America's team. And here we are all the way across the country. And as our fine commissioner, and I make no bones about it, I love Gary Bettman to the ends of the earth. You know what? I saw him before Game 1, and I told him he had some sneakers on that were sharp. It said Brooks on them. And that's Rod Brind'Amour's son's name, Brooks, who's in attendance for this one. And I told Rod between Games 1 and 2 that was good karma. And I mentioned it to Gary, how good looking they were, and I don't know if he has those same sneakers on. He probably goes a little bit more dressy for this presentation. He's coming out shortly.
Well, he's the commissioner. He can wear whatever he wants.
I think I see him down there, and I think he's wearing dress shoes. But I knew I felt good about it in Game 1 in Raleigh when he had those good-looking sneakers on that said Brooks, in homage to Brooks Brind'Amour.
You mentioned all the people behind the scenes. How about head athletic trainer Doug Bennett? Head strength and conditioning coach Bill Berniston. The man you call the custodian. The head of public and media relations, Mike Sundheim, who's been here for all of it.
Who, by the way, he's the custodian because of the way that he guards the health of the franchise. And fine mention to Mike Sundheim that the booth cam was his idea.
Glad you got to work that one in. So for all of you who've enjoyed the physical play here in the booth and on the ice. You can thank Mike Sundheim for that. As we are still waiting.
I just saw an embrace on the television screen of Rod Brindamore and Brandon Bussey. Number one, Freddie Anderson will be one of the first guys to get the Stanley Cup. He usually goes to veterans, after Jordan Staal receives it. But how about Rod Brindamore's two massive decisions, winning the coaching battle in this series, going to Brandon Bussey for Game 4, and that flip of Martinook and Jarvis.
You've always said it. He's got that deft touch, and he knows what buttons to push at the right time.
And I can say now, I talked to him after Game 3, and he already had total conviction that he was going to Brandon Bussey with total admiration and tribute for Freddie getting the team this far.
There's one more, and I want you to speak to this name. We got a whole bunch of names for the Canes to talk to, but this is Bob Gorman.
Yeah.
For the longest time, the head equipment manager for the Carolina Hurricanes. He has been here from when they moved through all of it in Carolina. This is his last game for Bob Gorman, and what a way to call it a career.
Well, just a little background. He wanted to retire after last year, and it was Rod Brindamore that said, Bobby, you mean so much. You mean everything to the Hurricanes organization. Can you at least do home games? Can you stay involved? We can't have you walk completely away. And then Bob started traveling, once this hit the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm looking down there, and I know he's in a tracksuit, but Tom Dundon, who gave this team the opportunity, going right to that cap or near it, and this is just unbelievable.
The general manager, Eric Tulsky, the assistant general managers, Darren York, Tyler Dello. Again, we can run down the list of everyone, the scouting staff.
Did they lose the Stanley Cup somewhere in the annals of the building?
It is Vegas. I hope nobody gambled it.
I usually just watch it on TV, other than, of course, being in the building in 2006. It usually comes out. I can see the Conn Smythe. Oh, it's shiny, too.
It is.
And hopefully you'll got to be Jordan Staal. There comes the Conn Smythe. Justin Williams, the Conn Smythe winner, sat next to us on the bus from the plane yesterday. Said he kept the Conn Smythe for about 4 or 5 days after he won in L.A. and then got a beautiful replica. The Conn Smythe is on the table right now.
All right, so we'll see if we can get the announcement. The public address announcer here at T-Mobile Arena.
Mike, I can't, before you bring this to the people, I can't tell you how much I love you and how much I enjoyed every millisecond of this. In the trenches, here comes our fine commissioner.
Please direct your attention to the ice for the presentation of the Conn Smythe Trophy to the most valuable player of the 2026 Stanley Cup Playoffs.
To Carolina and Vegas on a terrific Stanley Cup final. And Vegas, 3 trips to the Stanley Cup final in 9 years is something to be proud of. The Conn Smythe Trophy is awarded to the most valuable player in the playoffs. This year's recipient has played for the Carolina Hurricanes longer than any other player. He tied a record for a goal-scoring streak in the final, and his face-off percentage win of almost 70% almost actually sets a record. And finally, Jordan Staal, you are the oldest player to win the Conn Smythe Trophy.
Oh, the captain.
I can see his brother Eric with Henry and Linda Stahl on the Jumbotron in attendance.
The captain is now Conn Smythe. He is the most valuable player of this playoff, and again, deserved.
Such a credit to the voters of going beyond. I mean, Gary said it best. I mean, what he did in the finals alone, but throughout the playoffs, and I have to go back to the way he set the tone before the opening face-off against Ottawa and saying, we're a hardened group in fighting Brady Tkachuk.
And here's the one you've been waiting for. 20 years in the making. The Stanley Cup is making its way onto the ice.
All these Hurricanes, they'll be brothers for life. They're already locked in arms just outside the Vegas blue line. They're arm in arm across the board.
And now we wait for the words from Gary Bettman for Jordan Stahl to come get the Stanley Cup.
Over the last 8 seasons, no team has won more regular season and playoff games than the Carolina Hurricanes. That is a testament to great players and a great organization. Congratulations to Tom Dundon, Eric Tulsky, Rod Brindamore, and again, these magnificent players. But what that also tells you, that no matter how good you are as a team, this iconic trophy, the Stanley Cup, is the most difficult in all sports to win. Jordan Stahl, come on back up.
The captain making his way to claim the prize for the Carolina Hurricanes, the Stanley Cup. Handshake with the commissioner. A picture or two. Hoist that trophy, Jordan Stahl. You've earned it.
Wow!
I know we're supposed to have the words right now, Tripp. I just don't have them.
No, because Gary said it best. Even constantly knocking. He goes to Freddie Anderson second after a timeless hoist from the captain. Freddie got the team here. Way to go, Freddie. Probably Taylor Hall next is my guess, who started the scoring tonight. I don't think they've talked about this because they were just so focused on the game. Yeah, there's Halsey. So glad that you not only came to Carolina, but extended in Carolina, Taylor.
No, the looks say it all.
Yeah, this team, one of the things that the 2006 and now the 2026 Stanley Cup champion shared, a lot of guys, it was elusive, including Sebastian Aho with the cup right now. I thought he was immaculate defensively tonight.
And now he'll hand this one to Jacob Slavin. As you said it, he saved his best for last here in Game 6.
Now you start to see it, and it's what these guys have done.
Well, they put Carolina,
on like all the playoff it wasn't failures. It's just so hard to win.
And now Jordan Martinook with it. I don't know if he's ever going to let this trophy go. The heart and soul of the Carolina Hurricanes. Again, traded in the postseason. And 8 years later, all the Canes have done with him in the lineup is make it to the playoffs. And now, handed for Shane Goss to spare.
His best series was the final. How about the power play in the final? He's the quarterback. You got goals from both groups, but his group. was the power play difference.
As they'll keep handing the Stanley Cup to all of the players.
Oh, former Vegas Golden Knight, now two-time Stanley Cup champion Will Carrier.
This has got to feel great for him. You can hear the ovation, not just from the Canes fans, who there are many, but from the Golden Knight fans who stayed to watch this.
Oh,
and Nick Delorier.
Game of Thrones.
Chip,
I know what you're going to say, and just say it.
Has a player in Canes history had a more impactful 3 minutes and 9 seconds of a playoff game?
No. And even when he didn't dress, he infectiously made the lineup tougher and harder to play against.
Sean Walker with the Stanley Cup now.
Maybe the most importantly physically impactful player on the Hurricanes roster. There were a lot of them. But Walker. Man. Chapmandu.
Oh, hang on. You want to talk about the word deserve gets thrown around a lot. Wasn't drafted into the OHL. Wasn't asked to play big-time college hockey. He's fought for every inch of his ice time. And how good